Yeah, just sit anywhere for now. Don't get too comfortable because remember that your first destination is not your final. I will move you around as I see fit. But we're going to start with an activity. I am having a party. Because you guys are of this age, it has to be, fortunately or unfortunately, a non-alcoholic party. But the kind of party where all of you will be asked to bring something, otherwise my security will stop you at the gate and you will not have access to the party. So you must bring something to the party. But what you are bringing to the party must begin with your first name. So for example, I'm Sean, and I am bringing sandwiches. All right, so whatever you're bringing to the party must begin with your first name. Now, hear tune. This is when this really gets really, really interesting. What's your name again? Donna. Where you will bring Donna? You know. All right, so let's say, for example, I'm Sean, I am bringing sandwiches, and this is Donald. Donald, then we said, hi, I'm Donald, I'm bringing sandwiches, and that is Sean, I'm bringing donuts, and this is Sean, he's bringing sandwiches. And then the third person we say, I am bringing, this is Donald, she's bringing donuts, that is Sean, he's bringing sandwiches. And then the fourth person will say, I am, this is she's bringing, this is Donald, donuts, that is Sean, he's bringing sandwiches. So you can imagine when we get to the person who at the end of the table, or who is called on lastly, they need to have a good memory. You agree? So what, I start here first? No. So, because I am the leader here today, I am going to pull rank, and I'm going to start first. And because I love the people on that table, we can start so and get so. I'm sharing the love. All right? It calls for, in other words, instead of telling you, what do you think such an exercise calls for? What do you think some of the tools you need to employ with this exercise? Memory. Exactly. Memory. But for those people like Russell, who is not in the room, who is so forgetful, what do you think some person like Russell can do if he's not good with memory? Right. Oh, God, you guys sharp already for the morning. You guys are sharp already for the morning. I love that. So, if you cannot remember, write down. But I want to see how good you are at remembering. Good morning, Ms. Grantley. You're so smart, you don't even know why. So, we will get started. Good morning, guys. I am Sean, and from my party, I am bringing sandwiches. Go ahead. And? And? This is Sean, and he's bringing. Okay. So donuts, so you have to be loud so that other people does, and then you need to project your voice so that person can hear your name and what you're bringing. All right? Yes, ma'am. My name is Shakira, and I'm bringing Sprite. Shakira, you got to be a bit louder. If you can't speak sitting, you got to stand because the room is going to need to hear you. All right?
I'm Shakira, and I'm bringing Sprite. This is Donald. Donald's bringing donuts, and this is Sean. Sean's bringing sandwiches.
Okay, great. You did not hear her? All right, so I'm going to have to ask you guys to stand in as you speak. You heard Donald, right? Yeah, okay, so stand and go again. And just face.
Hi, my name is Shakira, and I'm bringing Sprite. This is Donald. Donald bringing donuts, and this is Sean. Sean bringing sandwiches.
You have to give your first name and well, you have to bring something to my party, but what you're bringing must start with your first name, and then you have to remember the people before you, what they are bringing to the party, their name and what they're bringing to the party as well. You know food that start with D? They got so much food that start with D. Hmm? But she bringing donuts already, so you can't bring donuts too. Hmm? Think. You know food that start with D? Yeah, doubles or something. Anything. Doubles is work too. I helping you. But that could work too. So get me take your name and where you're bringing. Michael. Sean, lad. You can call me Sean today. Yes. So go ahead. Turn and let the people know what's happening.
Hi, my name is Dakota. I'll be bringing double chocolate cookies. Shakira. What she said she bring Sprite. Shakira will be bringing Sprite. Donnell will be bringing donuts and
Sandwiches. Sean. I only help you because you're late. I only help you because you're late, you know. Yes, ma'am. Project.
My name is Gabriella, and I'll be bringing
You know we're bringing to my party. Hmm?
guava cake.
Okay, go ahead. Somebody will eat it.
Gabriella bringing guava cake. Dakota bringing double chocolate cookies. Shakira bringing Sprite, and Donna bringing donuts.
And what's Sean bringing?
Sean bringing sandwiches.
Donnell.
Donnell bringing
Okay.
donuts.
Everybody heard what she was bringing? Okay, great. Yes, sir.
My name is Shamar. I will be bringing snacks.
Shamar bringing snacks. Okay. Her name and what she's bringing. You can remember her name? You have things for you to write with?
yeah.
So what happened? Well, you're planning your career. You reach a point where you are stuck. What do you do? Ask questions. So go right ahead. You don't know how to ask questions of whom? So ask questions. You don't know how to ask questions? You're shy? You're not a shy person? All right, stand for me. Stand. Come with me. Answer her name and what she's bringing.
What is your name?
Gabriella, and I'm bringing guava cake.
Guava cake. You're good. So you got that. You remember what's her name? You gotta remember these things to repeat it after so the rest of them can hear, you know. You gotta start over? Laurie ate her lunchtime. You know what I do for you? I can let you sit and settle yourself. You're a bit nervous. Sit right. Sit and settle yourself. Just say what your name is and what you're bringing so the others would hear.
My name is Shamar. I will be bringing snacks.
So Shamar is bringing snacks. Remember then what is happening before Shamar. All right, just settle yourself. We're gonna be good friends. We're gonna be good friends today. Yes, sir.
My name is Ross.
Ross.
I'll be bringing.
He's Ross. What do you bring, Ross? You don't know that. Start with R. They use eat rubbish. Rum. No, 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 no. I would love you to bring rum cake at another party, but not at this one. Not at this one.
Rooster.
Roast breadfruit, anything. Or he bring rock cakes. Good. So you gotta remember the others now.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, let me put this way, because we don't have the whole morning. We started late. The gist of this exercise that there are things that you need to employ. There are things you need to use to be able to get the job done. Even when it comes to planning careers. If you're stuck, you ask questions. You don't have a good memory, you write things down. All right? You may have to go online and research what you want to do for your career and the different subjects you need to do and so on and so forth. You write things down. All right? And these are things that you guys should know the level that you're at. Do not depend on memory. For example, sir has a horrible memory. You be quiet. Excuse me? But sir, write things down. So you have to write things down. Or deal with it immediately. So as soon as you're told, move the phone, do not depend on memory to move the phone. Move the phone the same time. All right? All right. So we are going to move on. But remember that sir to start back at things. So if you think that that is the end of it for the day, it's very possible that before or after lunch that sir will start back at this exercise. Because you need to get it right. Thinking outside the box. I am going to give where's the small box? You think, Russell, the small box. Oh, but before we think outside the box, I want you guys to stand for me, all the students. Stand for me. Yeah. Old age? Come on, man. I should do like old age. 1. Remember your number. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Everybody said that except the ones. All the ones remain standing. Everybody else sit. All the ones come here to this table. Who is that? Oh, that because she will be 2. She's a 2. Okay. So y'all get up. Just stand aside. All the ones sit at this table. All the 2s stand. All the 2s will sit at this table. And all the 3s obviously then will be at the back table. Now each table will be given at least 2 items. And what you're going to do, you're going to select a tea bag here. You are going to select a group leader. Each team will be given 2 items. And you have to come up with 3 different ways that the items can be used apart from the original way. Let me explain to you. What is a nail? What is the purpose of a nail? To hammering things. So you have to come up with 3 different ways outside of hammering or pounding in or nailing in things or whatever you want to put it that you can use this nail for. The same thing with the butter bowl. what are 3 other ways outside of the original way that we can use the butter bowl? Same thing for the tea bag. Euro 2. Euro 2. Euro 2. You guys want to participate as well? As per usual, your facilitators will walk around and assist you if you need any assistance. You have 5 minutes because it's a small task. You have 5 minutes to come up with the 3 creative ways, and then your group leader will report back to the group what are the things you came up with. Andrew is going to time our 5 minutes. Our 5 minutes starts now. Yeah, you're getting good help. Help, not answers. All pencils should be down, and all talking should cease. Thank you for your cooperation. Any volunteers, or you have to be voluntold? Who wants to go first? Volunteer or be voluntold? Table 3. Thank you for your leadership. Tell us your items and what each item can be used for outside of its original. You have to pay attention, guys, and listen. I don't want you guys to put hello. Pretend that you're at Frederick Smith lunchtime and you shout at some boy down the hallway. Sandra! We won't hear you. Otherwise, we're going to bring the microphone to you. Yes, ma'am.
So we have a paper plate and cardboard, so we could use the paper plate, like to plate papers together.
That's the original plan, is it? So that one is out. So you got 3 things for me for the clip.
We could use paper plate to replace a button.
Uh-huh.
Use it as a SIM card opener.
SIM card opener to replace a button. And number 3?
Pick a lock.
To pick a lock. I hope I'm cultivating the thieves in here. All right, and the next one, what, the card? What can the cardboard be used for?
We could make a phone toy.
A phone toy.
Use who raised it?
And we could use it as a door stopper.
As a door stopper, that's only 2.
And we could do art with it.
And you can do art with it. Okay, good, brilliant. Let me see the card. How many of you go to church with your grandparents or have been to church with your grandparents? Can also be used as a fan. But you guys did well. You guys did well. Who is going next? We'll leave the guests for last. Who you will go? Yes, Madam Attorney.
All right, so our 2 items that we were given were a rope and a nail.
Rope and nail.
For the nail, we have a door stopper, a dart, a crochet needle, or a wax.
Wow. Okay.
For the rope, we have a leash, a bow, crochet rope, and hair tie.
And here, tell you. Great, brilliant, thank you. But I'm saying a little train here because one person going to pick locks, the next person can use it as a weapon. Let me hear what you guys can come with, no down them lanes. Thank you, because this is We are living in some serious times. Huh? Yes, ma'am. Who is going on, sir? Who is your group leader? We're not going to group leader yet. Pardon me? Are you going to do it as a group then? All right, let's do it as a group led by Fedra Smith. Let's do it as a group.
This is a mixed table, do not segregate us.
What are your items? Butter bowl and tea bag. I want to hear what come with what you can do with this tea bag. Let's do the butter bowl first, okay? A piggy bank, okay. Yeah, food storage. A what? A plant pot. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes.
The tea bag. Brilliant. I wanted to see if some person would have come up with that. Are you face for acne?
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that they use tea bag and so on for that purpose. Fantastic. Fertilizer.
Yes.
To have your nails grow. To help with your nails. All right, no, the others want to hear. I think those are three very creative ideas.
Very much so.
So the fertilizer, the for your face, acne, and the other one is what? To help with your nails.
Yeah.
If interesting, it says if you break your nail, you can use the bag
To help
to
touch
help.
so you don't break off. Yes, sir.
Wow,
Yeah, like how you do the silk wrap. Yeah.
brilliant, fantastic. I love my children. Now let's see if the guests can outdo. It's not a competition.
Yes, on and popping.
I would know that.
The on and popping.
Because I know how I got around this deal, right? So, yes.
All right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So we have our rubber band. So the rubber band can be used to style clothing or use as a button. You can also utilize it for the purpose of making jewelry with beads. And I guess my favorite use for the rubber band, you know those days when someone pisses you off? It's a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism. Right?
Coping is right?
Yes.
See, violence even from the guest table, you see? Yes, sir.
So the next item is a clothespin. So the clothespin can be used for the purpose of an earring. An earring.
Y'all too young to know that.
Yeah.
When you were little, you used to use them as earrings.
It can be used for artistic purposes as well. And also it can be used to secure food. So you have some chips left back, just wrap the bag and use the clothespin.
Yes, brilliant. Thank you. You see the last one? I think my mom is very guilty of that. Something you can't find a clothespin, you put it in the fridge. You got time roll up and put things on the time and this and that. So, you guys, now the purpose behind this exercise, especially as it relates to career planning, is that we have to be creative, especially if we decide that we want to get into our own business and so on. We have to be creative in what we do. And two, things are not always as they appear. You might just see things and think about it one-dimensionally or looking at it from one aspect. But then when you dive into it, you might realize, you know what? I want to study law, but I thought that law was just about criminals. But there's contract law. There's so many property law. There's so many different aspects in it that when you look into it, then it helps you really to understand where you want to go. So let's get into the meat of it. Career preparation. You are preparing for your career. You are trying to decide what you want to do with your life. Why prepare? I'm going to give you one. Competition is strong. Very, very strong. Nowadays, you are not only, and the guests will say to you, that competing for a job now is not only a Barbados thing. You're not competing. Have you heard the term, it's the world is a global market. Have you heard that term before? The world is a global market means that anybody now can apply for a job anywhere. So it makes it very difficult for you. So one, you have to realize that the competition is strong. Any other reasons you guys can think about why you need to prepare for a career? I've given you one. To be financially stable. I love that. I didn't have that one, but I love that one. That should be my top of my list. I still fighting for that. I don't know if I ever get it, but financial stability. So that's one. Anything else? Why prepare for a career?
So that you could study for it.
So that you can study for it, or but studying for it is a part of preparing, okay? Yes, ma'am?
Take care of yourself and your family.
To take care of self and family. Brilliant. Anybody else want to add?
Have a better chance at getting a job.
Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. Stand up for me, ma'am, please. And I want you to say that so that the others can hear.
Have a better chance at getting a job.
You have a better chance of, thank you. You have a better chance of getting the job. The way we prepare ourselves is under closer examination now ever than before. So people scrutinize everything that we do. As far as check our social media page. So you might think that, oh man, I got these CXCs and mommy buy me the clothes, I can go in there hot and pop, I can be out cold. But then your potential employer checks your social media page and brought up on all kind of bad people in all the worst poses where I can see what a young lady had for breakfast 5 days ago. And those kind of things. Also, you are under closer examination for the job. And then there are some businesses now as well that pay close attention to what you guys have been doing in Supreme for the past 4 years. They want team players. They want persons that are able to resolve conflict without creating any row in the organization. They want thinkers. They want people that can think critically in the organization. And all of these are things that we in Supreme have been trying to prepare you for. So, when preparing for work, there are several things that you need to do. One, you need to be a positive thinker. Positivity rules. Imagine you're getting ready for an interview and you're telling yourself, but you only wasting time going to that because I know I ain't getting that job anyhow. Then why leave home? That defeats the purpose. So a positive thing, you have to start preparing for work by developing a positive attitude about life. Not only about the job, about life. Because you will find that one feeds into the other. How you see yourself, how you see the world. Getting started, you have to obtain literature, you have to read books on career advice, and you have to find out who your local employers are. What is that saying to you? You got to do your market research. You have to know, and it should not start when you get in full form of your career choices. A teacher once said to me, preparing for CXC starts from first form. But a lot of us make the mistake by waiting until we reach third and fourth form, then, oh my God, I got CXCs. No. You prepare for your CXC from first form, which means you prepare for your careers. If I ask the question now, how many of you in this room know exactly what you want to be? Indicate by raising your hand. If you have an idea what you want to do in your life outside of school? Great. We'll get to hear some later. So it means now that you're going to school with a purpose. For those of you who have no idea what you want to do, you know, people always say, but you got time. That is nonsense. You ain't got no time. You have no time. I left home this morning, wanting to get here for 8:15. I left home and I thought I was real early until I got traffic. And then that was the end of my plan of getting here at 8:15. Now, did I pencil in traffic? in my equation? No. Should I have penciled in traffic in my equation? Yes. Because that could have been one, and it was one of the obstacles preventing me from getting where I'm getting. So when you go to school, go through school, you have 4 form, and you have no idea of what you want to be, then the question you need to ask yourself is, why am I going to school? What is the purpose? Am I going because mommy said I gotta go? Am I going because the law dictates that I got to be in school until at least 16 years old? What are you going to school preparing for? So you need to know what you want to do, and in that way you do your research to get it done. Complete career awareness assessments to determine what you may be good at. It makes very little sense in you being extremely good at cricket and want to get on the West Indies, on the Barbados football team. To put that in another way for you guys, if you want to play cricket at the highest level, you cannot spend all your evenings on the football field with your friends because you're too adding up, right? You have to go where the people, the things that you want to do are. So you have to start thinking, what am I good at? Am I good at braiding hair? Am I good at doing nails? Am I good at barbering? Am I good at cake and icing or cake pastry or whatever you call it? What am I good at? What are my leisure interests? Activities outside your studies can be more than just hobbies. Again, let me use the example of hairdressing. You might plait people here, you might say that's a hobby. And it might be a very, very, very good hobby. But is the hobby good enough that it can become a prospective money earner for you? There was a young lady who goes to school, who went to school at BCC, because I suspect she's finished school now. And her mother called me and said that the young lady needed counseling because she was not doing well at school. And she was failing all of her subjects. She was doing law. And one afternoon, I said to the mom, okay, mom, don't come today. I need to have a discussion with this young lady by herself. And when she came, I asked her, you really doing what you want to do? And she started to cry, and she told me no. I said, what is that you really want to do? Fashion designing. So why are you doing law? Because my mom tell me I got to do law. I said, how old are you? She said, I'm 19. I said, well, I need you to consider, you know, as counselors and psychologists, we can't say it to do. So I need you to consider possibly next term trying to see if you can get into the fashion design class. And she developed the courage, and she did. When she did, her mom called me and she washed me off my phone. I put her in phone and I could still hear the bad words coming through the phone. I bring my daughter to you for one thing, and you get in there and tell her a bunch of ignorance. After they know it, then bringing shit to you. And all kind of thing. But at the end of it all, she called me and thanked me. Oh, I want to thank you. I want to thank my daughter. Say, Mom, you're most welcome, and put down the telephone. Because that young lady then started to do what she wanted to do, what she was passionate about doing. And that's when she started to put her all into it, because it is something that she wanted to do. It's something that she started doing at home. My mom just see that as a waste of time, where you get ends of cloth and stitching them together, or your sketch pad, or your drawing, and you are drawing when you should be doing English. So mom sees that then as a waste of your time. So that's one of the other things that you have to consider. What am I passionate about? What am I really, really good at? And then you have to consider the 8 factors. And remember these factors because you have an activity coming after for the groups. 1, you have to ask yourself which skills do you want to use? What are the skills that I want to use? Secondly, what special knowledge do I need to have for the job that I am seeking? What special knowledge do I need to have? I say to people all the time, because you have a master's in biology, that does not make you a good Spanish teacher. So what knowledge do you need to have? What kind of people do you want to work with? What kind of work environment do you want to be a part of? Do you want to be a part of the rah-rah crew? Or do you want to be a part of the crew that buckle down and do work and that are serious about the work they're doing? What kind of work environment do you prefer? Do you prefer to work indoors? Do you prefer to work outdoors? There are some people that cannot handle an office job because they cannot handle sitting behind a desk for 8 hours in a day. Get them a truck to drive, and they will do the dog. Because, like this one here, you see? Because they are out there and they are doing what they enjoy doing and they are moving around. So, what kind of work environment would you prefer? Where do you want your first job to be? Where do you want your first job to be? Or for some people, what do you want your first job to be? Or for others, do you really care what your first job will be? Is it anything goes? No? I heard a no? There are some people that have made the mistake that they have decided, you know what? I can make tea bags for a year. And then after the year, then I can really go and try to do what I really want to do. And 20 years pass and they're still making tea bags. But every day they're grumbling about making tea bags. Oh, I don't know why he's still in there. I can't handle the people in there and the this and the that. And you see that manager? Every time he piece some money, you know he can send me home. They're unhappy because they never really pursued what they really wanted to do. How much money do you want to make? Millions? There's a young man I had a conversation with a day this week. I saw him outside Cost You Less. And this young man is homeless. He is not sleeping on the streets, but he's homeless from the point of view that tonight he might crash on your couch, tomorrow night on somebody else's, tomorrow night on somebody else's, tomorrow night on the gazebo. So he is homeless. And he said to me, I got an interview tomorrow. I only going, but I really don't know if I want that job because $250 a week can't do nothing for me. And then had the audacity to answer when I was going into Ibar, you can bring a drink for me. No, y'all think sir should have bought him the drink? No, why not? But not buying the drink, is that not being cruel? Me? Who believes sir should have bought the drink? Okay. So you're not paying attention because you are distracted with whatever it is Drew gave you to do. Well, you put the pencils aside and you pay attention. We'll get back to that. He disagreed?
No, you said you should have brought him.
That I should have given him the drink? Why? Because it was the Bible thing to do? Yes? But here it is that you are saying, here it is that I'm scranting for my money. And I did give him the drink, huh? I'm that kind of person. But here I am scranting for my money. You're going to say to me that $250 a week ain't saying nothing, and you don't even got a roof over your head, though? If he took the job, it would be more than he had before. And once then you budget correctly and you do the things you are supposed to do, you will eventually get where you need to get. Even if you take a month or 2 months salary and continue being homeless and save the money towards something. That might sound cruel, but it actually makes sense because it's working towards something. So how much money do you want to make? My guess from the two companies that I still let them introduce themselves to you. We have Republic Bank and we have Tropical Shipping. And they will say to you, because I know that they're old enough to know, if I know the saying as a young man, they know it, because they're older than I am. The only boy start at the top is a grave digger. Grave digger. The only profession you start at the top is the grave digger. So you cannot expect to go into somebody's company and work for CEO money when you don't even know beef and bull cow about what is happening within the company. How much responsibility are you willing to accept for the money that you are being paid? Oh, them pay me. My friend that works at Stairs told me that he's got $5 an hour. And they want to pay me $2.50 an hour because I know come. And they want me to sweep this whole floor. Big man is sweeping half of that floor and they get home though. No. How much responsibility are you willing to take? And then what things are important to you? What are the things important to you? Why are you taking the job? The young lady earlier said to support self and family. Why are you taking the job? What is the purpose of getting the job? So those are the 8 things that you need to consider, 8 factors that you need to consider. Now, group activity, group discussion. There are 3 groups and not 4. So group 1 and 3. So this will be group 1 and that will be group 3. So groups 1 and 3. We want to know if having the correct skills for a job is necessary. Yes. And if, don't tell me, you all got to discuss it and then tell us. And if yes, why? If no, why not? Groups 1 and 3. We want to know if having the correct skills for a job is necessary. If yes, why? If no, why not? Group 2, having the knowledge to do the job is not important. True or false? Your thoughts are valuable, so please share. If true, where do you acquire the correct knowledge? I'm going to give you, pardon me? And group 4, yes, thank you. Yeah, they see how the road viewing. Group 4, the same. And having the knowledge to do the job, not necessary. True or false? Your thoughts are valuable, so please share. If true, where do you acquire the correct knowledge? And I want you guys to pay a lot of attention to that table because a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom will come from that table. So you have 5 minutes will be unfair. 10 minutes. So you have 10 minutes, and Drew will time your 10 minutes. Your facilitators will come around and assist you with your answers. And then, as usual, the captain, the leader of the group, which could be the same person or another person, will report back to the entire group, and then we'll have a group discussion about the responses. Your 10 minutes start now. Any group wants to go first? Group 2? You guys are ready? You want to go first? Okay, well, group 1 has volunteered to go first. And group 1, you're looking at having the correct, you want to find out if having the correct skills for the job is necessary. If yes, why? If no, why not? What says you?
We think it's very necessary.
Remember, you're talking to the others, not just to me.
We think it's necessary to have the skills and knowledge to for the job because it's
Can you guys still hear her?
No.
Yeah, we might have to come. We might have to acknowledge you guys. We have to use the mic.
We think it's very necessary to have the skills and knowledge for the job because say you want to be a chef, they're going to give you a very basic job to know to rent your, to test your skills and to see if you can get there. Because if you don't do it or don't pass, they know to take you back to the basics and teach you how to do the job. If not, they're going to, because if you pass it, they're going to know to put more responsibility, to put more work on you to
team members.
Team members, y'all can help as well. This is all teamwork as well. Anybody else want to add to what was said? Anybody else want to help your team member? Come, guys. We don't have the whole morning. Time is passing, but we have a lot more ground to cover.
it's also important for you to like pursue a job you're very passionate in because if you don't, you not be really passionate and you gonna like slack off and wouldn't be very interested in doing it because it's not really something you're passionate about. So, it's, yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Give her a round. The matter with the information, but it's playing shy. Being a brother, that shyness just no, trust me. Who goes? Yes. Who goes next? Come. Come, Frederick Smith, let's go. We are saying teamwork here. Frederick Smith, leading the way as usual. You guys are making me proud.
Good morning to all.
Good morning.
Yes, you need the skills so you can avoid mistakes. You don't get fired. You don't get a lawsuit. If you don't have the right skills, you won't be able to do the job effectively.
That's it. Short and to the point. Short and to the point. Can you imagine going to a clinic, the hospital somewhere, and a daughter comes in to you and says, a young looking daughter, and says to you, good morning, what's the problem? And you tell the doctor the problem. He says to you, I haven't medical school yet, but I can still try a thing. You think that you will still remain there and allow him to tend to you? No. Because you need to have the skills to be ordered to do the job effectively. And one of the things that she also mentioned is the whole fact about being dismissed from the job. One of the things that a lot of young people do nowadays, a lot of people, and I'm sure the employers and the companies, we catch on to it. Sometimes people put on their resume things that they don't have, believing that some companies, not true? So thinking that some companies will not ask you to provide the original documents. So you may have that you can drive Bobcat, and when you get there, you don't even know how to turn it on. Now, obviously, that does not go well for you. In, out. Last hired, first fired. So you need to know for one reason, and you also need to have the skill to get the job done. So you have to be able to have the correct skills necessary. And that is why seminars like this provide that for you. And going to school is not just for eating lunch or for meeting friends and so on, but going to school and taking school seriously also help you to start harnessing the skills that you would need, that some of you, unfortunately, I know none of you in this room because you're all intelligent and know where you're going, but some of you will until you get a certain age and say, F I didn't know. And by the time you get to the F I didn't know, you're too late. Group 2. Yeah. And leader, come forward, please. I don't do that to this girl always looking at me and grumbling. You always putting me in everything.
We say yes and no to needing the knowledge on how to do the job, because when you're working at it depends on the place you're working, because if you're working at a hospital and you're a doctor, you need the knowledge. But then if you is a garbage man, like you want to check the garbage, so you don't really need the knowledge, because all you're doing is taking up garbage and throwing it in the bucket.
Don't go for there. Don't go for there. How many of you agree with that? You don't know that garbage man needs the knowledge?
They need to understand. Because some things are not
Some person says you need knowledge, but not as much as getting. So you think then, so you think that, for example, the guys who work at the sanitation authority, that the job is just as easy as taking the garbage and throwing in the truck and saying, move along. There you go. Hey, listen to the experience. Listen to the experience.
They need to know how to remove it safely. So they need to engage common sense to know to engage safety practices on the job. So they still have to be trained. Don't mind that it's just picking up garbage. They still have to be trained.
They also have to know what can be picked up in the garbage.
Yeah.
Because some things in the garbage should not be put in the truck to go to the.
Exactly.
So they need that.
You guys still think that way, or you change your best?
I still think that way.
Explain further. Why you still think that way?
Sean.
Well, I was going to say I disagree, because being at the back of the garbage truck, there's heavy equipment that you just can't operate on a normal everyday basis.
Yeah.
Too much buttons.
And the whole thing now of being able to take the garbage and being able to lifting it and so there's a lot of buttons. So you still feel
How to lift things properly.
she wants to know if I mean that I need to have muscle to do heavy lifting. Good? No, talk to me. We'll be talking secret. Hey, really, that's serious. Eh? Oh, yeah, between me. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. But the those are the young people in the room. How many of you agree with table 2 that the unskilled workers don't need to have the knowledge to get the job done? And is there such a thing as an unskilled worker? No. It's your opinion. Is what? Yeah, it's about knowledge. You see, these two attorneys say, but really you said knowledge. You don't say anything about skills. It's knowledge. So you need to have the knowledge to know the correct way of lifting things so that you won't hurt your back. Is it still knowledge? Isn't it knowledge? Pardon me? Yes. Yes. Huh? You garbage man don't bend down. She says that this young lady says her garbage man don't bend down. Your garbage man don't bend over because he was taught the correct way of lifting the garbage. You ever thought of that? The knowledge.
He don't go so. He know you supposed to have.
How many of you believe that a cook needs to have the knowledge? Yes? Why? Uh-huh. So they don't food poison anybody, they don't burn the dishes, they don't do what? They don't blow up the place.
And they gonna know what spices they're putting in.
And they need to know what spices they're putting in. Good. So the cook needs to have knowledge, but not the guy who collects your garbage. The postman needs to have knowledge? What kind of knowledge the postman needs to have? He needs to learn to read directions. Mm-hmm. So the garbage man don't need to learn to read and directions though?
It depends, because I got a garbage man that just drive the truck, and I got one that take a garbage and throw it in the truck. That one that drive the truck is the one that got most knowledge.
The one that drives the truck is the man that has most of the knowledge?
Yeah, he need the knowledge because he gonna press buttons and all that, he gonna drive the truck, you know?
What is that? These gun gloves for a reason? But why do you think how you think they came to put in on gloves? Through some kind of knowledge, or they just get one morning and decided upon the gloves?
Or that's because that's a part of their uniform.
So it's a part of their uniform and their safety. So and they acquire it through what? Even if they got cut, they acquire it through what? Knowledge. Knowledge. So you still need to have, let's say the professionals. They probably don't need to come. If you guys need to come.
Knowledge is important. However, too, it can be dependent on the level of job you're going into. It is understood that, for a more entry-level role, you may not have the knowledge as yet to do the job, right? But what's more critical is, having a positive mindset and someone that is coachable, right? Because you can have the 10 CXCs at grade 1 or a degree with first class honors. That doesn't mean that you would be good at the job or you're the right candidate. We always said that we go for someone that is more coachable than someone that has, ticks all the boxes on paper, right? Additionally, as well, a negative attitude is something that is going to gets you nowhere more or less, right? So, as it relates now to having knowledge, if for instance someone that can stitch, right? We wouldn't expect someone that can stitch come in the hospital and stitch back a patient after open heart surgery, right? So knowledge is while it is very important, it can also be based on the role of the job. But more importantly, again, is having the right mindset to learn.
You guys heard that? Having the right mindset to learn. And I love that example, that because you may be a seamstress and you know how to stitch, that you're going to go in the hospital and go up on the ward and decide that you can stitch for a man who just get chopped up. Because it's stitching, yes, but it's completely different. The skill base is different. The knowledge set is completely different. All right, so you guys, pardon me? And what you're stitching is also different. Understanding etiquette. A very, very, very important. Sounds like a big word, but. So my question to you, when you hear the word etiquette, what do you think of? What comes to mind? Pardon? How you present yourself. You were saying the same thing she said, okay. How you present yourself. Any other thoughts on etiquette? Being tidy and neat. Your manners. How you talk. How you carry yourself. You guys are thinking. Anything else to add? I have two guys today, and these two guys, I'm not hearing male voices with these answers. And that is not usually the case. You are usually on top of your game. Anything to add? Not yet. Not yet? Okay. So you are correct in your answers to an extent. Etiquette is the polite behavior that is expected in a big long thing I can break down for you. Is expected in society or amongst members of a particular profession or group. So it's basically how you behave in a certain setting. How you behave at school is not how you will behave at home or in the workplace. Or some people even argue it's not the same way you will behave at church. There's a certain behavior that is expected amongst the society in which you are in or the group. There are guidelines on how to behave befitting good manners while in the company of other people. So you know, for example, if you are coming through the door, you see two people. Usually people will say adults, and I don't say adults. I think that's nonsense. You're coming through and you see two people, you say, excuse me. You just don't barge through the door because, and then, I wasn't thinking about that. No. Sometimes I open the door for people like in the bank or whatever, and when they pass me and they don't say thank you, I look and say, oh, you're welcome. Hard, 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 hard. Oh, you're welcome, ma'am. Hard. All right? So it's the guidelines on how you behave, how you're expected to behave in the company of others. The same way you will behave at Frederick Smith Fair that they had last Saturday, it's not the same way you will behave in class. The same way you will behave at house or school sports is not the same way that you will behave when you go into the English class or Spanish class or what have you. All right? So it's very, very important. Why do you think this thing called etiquette is important? Why is it important? We just described what it is. Why is it important? She says so you don't speak to the wrong person in the wrong way. How can you avoid speaking to the wrong person in the wrong way? What can you do? By always being polite. And that wasn't polite. By always being polite. Anything else? Why you think etiquette is important? Pardon me? If it shows the person who they are, okay. Anything else? Where is that? Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think more importantly, it shows people
who you are. Yes.
And what your standards are.
And that is most important, who you are and what your standards are. your belief system. So, our behavior reflects our personality and how others judge us, which is exactly what was just said there. Our behavior reflects our personality and how other people judge us. So, you go to Republic Bank for a job, and they check your resume and so on and so on. It's very, very good, and you are shortlisted. Got called in for your first interview. But then Miss Howell decides to search your social media. And the first thing that, this is female, the first thing that butts her as soon as she opens your page is you in a short skirt and what do you think Miss Howell can touch yourself for you? You're what list? Oh, yeah, okay. You went real deep. Huh? I heard, let us hear it. No. Listen, no comment in here is wrong or bad. You know, I give you guys the freedom of speech. Speak your mind. It's a learning experience. What did you say? That is a whore? That she's a whore? That might be putting it a bit out there, but some people think like that. That you don't care about yourself. That it is. It is disgraceful that you don't have any brought up. See, I left that right. You were about to say something, sir? You're Armali. Or you don't have respect for yourself, which could fall into Armali. Exactly. You don't know how to behave. Now, there was a time I was looking for an employee, and this young lady sent him, I'm sorry that Russell isn't here because he can verify it, because they called him the same time. And we laughed at it because I felt it was a laughing matter. This young lady sent in her resume, and she had everything that I wanted. Everything. No, she didn't wallet. I can't tell she the wallets, but then again, you never know. I looked at her email address, and her email address was sweetpuss@hotmail.com. And that was the end of her and that. Although she had what I was looking for, she didn't realize that her email address threw her away. I didn't interested in how sweet or not so sweet it was. I wanted an employee. So we have to be very, very careful on how the things that we do and the way people judge us. All right? Secondly, at the heart of business etiquette lies an underlying respect for others, other people, and their rights. So it's not only about respecting you and your rights, but it's respecting other people's rights as well. It's about being polite and mannerly and respectful to other people as well. And one of the ways of doing it is that you may not necessarily agree with everything that some person says, but you respect them enough to, not like what you always do at school sometimes. Big man, you don't be a shake, though. But the man, foolish boy. That's not respecting. Who says so? When they say something worse than that. Huh? Yes, when they say something worse than that. Some bad words you say? Some bad here? That is some bad behaved children? And I know you're not like that. I'm so proud of you. The question came from here just now, that so you don't want me to tell people when they're wrong. The question came from whom? You? Is that telling people that they're wrong by being disrespectful? Not everyone will take it the same way as you put it over. All right. You only get one chance at a first impression. So this ain't like theater or drama school, like, all right, let me do it over. Or the cartoons, and start over. No. No, it don't work so. One chance at a first impression. How you present yourself. And we can deal a lot pretty soon with, in terms of hand, how you the correct way of shaking hands, how you should dress, your posture, and so on. We are going to prepare you for that opportunity. And yes, some of you will believe, man, but that ain't got anything to do with me. But I can tell you that there are some people, and I'm not quite sure if the more senior psychologists have got this, but there are some young people that meet me at 20 or 23 years old and tell me, sir, thanks for that business etiquette seminar or that career planning seminar, because when I went into the interview, I remember some of the things. And then there are some that call me and me say, you can send me that note on this or that slide on that, as they prepare for their interview. And you guys are getting an opportunity that hundreds of young people in this country would love to have. To be able to prepare very early for things of this sort. So you get only one chance at a first impression. It helps to build relationships with people. So you walk in somebody's workplace and you go into the secretary, you might push up and you look at she stink and nasty. What's our relationship you think you can develop with that secretary? Bad relationship. The worst. Why do we want wine? I never see a woman and the woman can look at me raising and cutting up she. You cannot do that. It shows respect for others and in turn earns love and respect from them. So you respect me, I respect you. So like for example, you respect me well enough that you will not be filling out a form as I speak, but you'll put your pencil down. And I will respect you enough to continue doing what I'm doing without that interruption. Respect. I earn your respect, you earn mine. And we live happy ever after. A lapse in etiquette may offend the other person and may result in a breach of friendship or may even cost you your job. And a lot of people lose the job because of that one word, etiquette. And then, well, but I ain't doing nothing wrong. Well, he ain't had to fire me for that. He must have got shit that he fired me. You know. So, practical illustration. Yeah, Tamisha, come. Come. So we're going to do a little role play for you. We're going to do it the wrong way. And then we're going to need two persons to volunteer or be voluntold that will come and do it the right way. All right? Yeah, there we go. There we get going.
Hi, good morning, sir. Do y'all have any, excuse me, sir.
Wait, no woman. Wait. Just so? Wait now.
So you know that you're here to do a job. I just need some assistance.
What do you want?
Do y'all have any apple brown mangoes?
Apple brown mangoes? Oh, let out there, look. They got a stick somewhere, but there you can take the I don't know. You missed that fat last night, boy. You still here, madam? So I'm the sales rep in a store. This is a customer. She came into the store, needed my attention, and I did it the wrong way. Now I need two students.
On many levels. He on
By-
the
by-
floor
yeah.
and on his phone.
By the way, yes, tell us of those. How did I not do my job well?
You was rude.
I was rude.
You was ignoring the person.
I was not paying attention. I was paying attention. You may even not paying attention to her.
What helps you? What she want?
I,
The person that's supposed to go and get that.
did I not help? Did I not show her where to get it?
You're supposed to go and get it for her.
I were helpful. But you know, I actually lived that experience a few weeks ago in Guyana. We went to a store and I called for something, shirts, and they had the shirts hang up. And the lady came to me with a broomstick that had a list, something I put in my hand. I am very, very serious. And so I lived that experience.
What you did?
Hmm?
Oh, you did?
Put down the stick and walk out. I put down the stick and walked out. No? So, any volunteers? We would need the sales rep and we need the customer. Any volunteers? Volunteers 1, volunteer 2, are we moving to the point of voluntold? Yeah, come. Yeah, you point and you come. One other person? Come, yes. You always decide who. You're the customer? She's the customer and you are the sales rep. We just did it the wrong way. You can go to more center. We did it the wrong way. What we want now is the correct way of doing it. So we don't want the online. We want the right way. Yeah. The correct way, yes.
Do you know where the mac and cheese are?
We didn't hear that last part.
Okay. Anything went wrong there? Did she do everything right? Except for being on the cell phone to begin with. Especially on the floor. And you know, that is why there are some employees that have forced workers, that have forced management to implement a no cell phone rule. Because you had the privilege, but they abused the privilege. And then you're told you leave the cell phone in your locker or somewhere else, but you cannot have it on the floor. So there are things that we did right. As we go further, we'll see if we did everything right, because we're going to get into talking about the whole eye contact thing and so on, and why eye contact is necessary and important. Let's listen to Veronica, and let's talk about Veronica.
Thank you for calling pre-customer service. This is Veronica. How can I help you?
No, I'm not dealing with pre-customer service anything today. I want to speak to the real thing.
Automatic disconnect. Pre-customer service. This is Veronica.
Do not hang up on me again.
Level 3 detected. Automatic disconnect. Pre-customer service. This is Veronica. How can I help you?
Please do not hang up on me. Okay? Please don't hang up on me. I need to speak to customer service.
Right now you're at a level 2, so I still wouldn't be able to transfer you.
I cannot. I don't understand
level 3
why
detected.
you're
Automatic disconnect. Pre-customer service. This is Veronica.
Yes. Can I please speak with customer service? I need to resolve my issue.
Sure. Let me go ahead and transfer you since you're at a level 1. One moment, please.
Thank you.
Customer service, how can I help you?
Finally. I'm so glad that I finally got away from that.
You see, I was testing you and you failed. Okay? No. Level 3 detected. Automatic disconnect. Goodbye.
What do y'all think about Veronica? She's good? Okay, well, you know there's a difference between good and right. So what you mean when you say she's good? She's good. She's not taking it disrespect. But there's something that says that the customer is always right. Not always?
They said that she was disrespectful though, and they probably report she, man. She's such a Karen.
There you go. They will probably say that she was being unmannerly and she will be reported to the manager, and then what do you think happened? She may get fired. How many of you would have acted just like Veronica did? I checked Veronica's in the room. I'm not surprised. How many of you would have gone beyond Veronica with a few choice words? I'm not surprised. But at the end of the day, you have to remember, and that this is where tact and training comes in on how you really handle difficult customers. I am quite sure that, for example, I'm not too sure about Tropical, but I know for sure that Republic Bank can probably give you stories from now until God comes about our monthly customers and having to deal with our monthly customers coming in to the bank. Irate. And they want it now. And otherwise they want to see a supervisor, they want to see a manager. All right? Introducing yourself, which is also very, very important. When introducing yourself, it is important to do a few things. One, project warmth and confidence. So it isn't, hi, my name is Sean. Excuse me? Sean. Huh? I can't hear you say Sean. No. Warmth and confidence. Many people will size you up even before they say a word. So it is important to consider your body language, how you move. That's very important. So you come in for the interview and you think that because you are not yet in the interview room, sitting in front of your interviewer, that you could sit down outside in the chair and you two put sprawl open and you just leaning back. You know the song, lean back? No, because you're assessed with all of those things. Introducing yourself, you're going to stand straight. You're going to be relaxed. You're going to establish eye contact when introducing yourself. So you're standing straight, you're being relaxed, and you are establishing eye contact. Very, very, very important. Drew, come please. So you're going to stand straight, you're going to establish eye contact, and then you're going to introduce yourself. We'll do with the handshake after. Stand straight, you're relaxed, establish eye contact. Now, you also have to, for example, if you're going for a job in a different culture, you have to research, because in some cultures, this is too close. That's too close. This being in some person's space. There's some cultures that you have to be more, all right? So you have to research your culture. Stand straight, be relaxed, establish eye contact. State your last name, for example, your first and last name. So for example, yeah, okay. All right, go on. Come, Tamisha. My guinea pig. Come, gang. She's shy. She's shy. So you're going to stand straight, establish eye contact, and then you're going to introduce yourself, your first, your last name. Hello, I'm Sean Clark.
Hi, I'm Tamisha.
Say straight eye contact all the way. But not to be a robot, you know, like, hi, I'm Sean Clark. Like, hi, I'm Sean Clark. No, right? It's still movement because you have to be relaxed. Hi, I'm Sean Clark.
Hi, I'm Tamisha.
All right, great. Don't go because we're not going through that. That's the first thing. Secondly, when the other person has given their name, repeat it in acknowledgement. All right? Start first.
Hi, I'm Tamisha Weeks.
Hi, Tamisha Weeks. I'm Sean Clark. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sean.
All right? You repeat the name in acknowledgement. I have acknowledged you. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Andrews, or it's nice to meet you, Joseph. Repeating their name is an acknowledgement that you heard their introduction. Now, come to Misha. If Tamisha introduces herself to me, just as your surname. Just your surname.
Hi, I'm Miss Weeks.
Nice to meet you, Tamisha. No! y'all saw Miss Weeks pass through the door, and one of the workers said, Tamisha, come here a minute, please. Can you step here a minute? And all of a sudden, you believe it is okay for you to call a woman Tamisha, like you and the woman are friends or breast buddies or something. No. You still call her by her surname. Now, if she says to you, feel free to call me Tamisha, then you call her Tamisha, but within reason. Within reason. Like, for example, I am very close. I'm very close friends with Miss Howell. When we meet on a personal level, hi Sharon, how you doing? If I'm sending her a professional email, it goes as Dear Miss Howell. You guys understand what I'm trying to say to you? You still have to maintain that level of professionalism, don't matter how close you are to the person may be. It's important. Now, your turn. Your turn. Volunteers, come. You don't do nothing here for you there. And I ain't forget you. Come. Yeah, Mr. Shai, come. Come, Mr. Shai. Yeah, come. Yes. Let me be sure you can make it. You can make it. You can make it. I come across a bit. Yes. Remember, we're standing straight. We're being relaxed. We're establishing eye contact, and we're introducing ourselves that the others can hear. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Jennifer.
Hi, my name is Shamar.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you also.
All right, that's part one. Now, thank you. Thank you. You did well. I need another two now that we're going to do part two. Now that the person has given you their name, I want you to acknowledge the name in the introduction. Yes? And the young lady with the braids. Yes, you, come. No, you're fine too. You have that sort of welcoming face. Come on, use it. Come on, you're not a shy fella. Come on. Step further a bit. All right, you can stand side by side. There you go. All right, come. For this one, you're going to introduce yourself, so she will give her name, and then in giving your name, you will acknowledge her name. So if she says, what's her name? Carol Roach. So if she says to you, hi, my name is Carol Roach, you will say, hi, Carol Roach, I am whatever else. All right? And we're doing it with confidence. Remember, we're doing it with confidence. We're going to be doing some mock interviews later, and you have to put all of these things into play. We're doing it with confidence. That when those 4 people leave the desk, although you are 14, 15 years old, they still say to themselves, boy, you ain't going to scout him. I have to scout her. Next 2 years, I want this in my business place. So let's go. Hey, whoever starts first. I am. Hello, I am. All right, settle yourself, relax. You got this. You want to say? Okay, go ahead. Okay.
My name is Carol.
You want the eye contact? What's wrong with the eye contact? I hear about to say his name is Carol Roach. Yes, come on. But you didn't call her name. You have to call out her name and acknowledge it. She said, my name is Carol Roach. Hi, Carol Roach. My name is. Nice to meet you. You had everything right except. So just put in her name now and you'll be good. All right, let's go.
My name is Carol Roach. My name is Ross. Nice to meet you.
Good. Please get eye contact. Don't worry. Say it. Say it. Let me ask the guys in this room a question. There are only two of you, but I can thread out all the males in this room. Not necessarily professionals that they will know something. You have found, or you have the opportunity to get your dream job. You've always wanted this job. But then you turn up at the interview, and you realize that your interviewer is a male. Do you think that you can sit comfortably and establish and maintain eye contact with him throughout your interview? No? Why not? Maintain eye contact. You say no, you can't do it? Why not? You won't. What about you? Can you get it done? You always ever be paying attention? What will you get done? You're trying to be smart with me now. You're going into an interview. It's your dream job, and it's paying you the salary that you want to start at, but your interviewer is a male, and you have to maintain, you have to get and maintain eye contact with him throughout the interview. Is it something you can get done? Yeah, you can? Yeah, I actually saw it. I actually saw him doing it all now, which is good. But do you know there are some, no, you won't be wearing them in my interview. Take them off. Take them off, not in my interview. Take them off, please. The sun is shining in here. Huh? You know, there are some males that will say that they cannot get it done because they might believe that it is this thing or is that, or that it says something about their person. Let me ask that same question to females. You're going for your dream job, and your interviewer is a female. Can you maintain eye contact with her throughout the interview? Yes. See how confident the females can say that? If it is not taken as a sign of being rude, yes. I love your answer. And in our culture, it is not. So you'll be good to go. Now, which way is the right way? Now, we're really getting into the nitty-gritty of things now. Body language, let's start with the do's. You make frequent eye contact. It says to the person that you are engaged, right? So you make frequent eye contact. That's one. Secondly, you smile. And try hard not to let it be one of them fake smiles that let sunlight come out. Right? You take notes. What do you think you do after that? What do you think follows that? Make eye contact, you smile, you take notes. You smile. Not frequently. And what happens? You smile. Keep your hands out of your pockets. I know that sometimes, especially guys, when we get nervous and we don't know what to do with our hands, we put our hands in our pockets. But no, you keep your hands out of your pockets, and what do? You smile. Let's look at the don'ts. Where's the number one don't? Or you say, no, in the chair and you're not posing for camera. All right? Next, do not do what? Cross your arms. The interviewer talking to you and you're there sitting down with your arms crossed and you're like real relaxed. Yeah, press the button, see? And it went far though. Gosh. Lord, it went real far. It went real far. The next, you do not tap your feet. Yeah, you might be nervous and on the table you're trying to compose yourself, but on the table you're just tapping away. No, that's a don't. All right? Clear your throat repeatedly. So what is your name? Sean. 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 There's something else that goes along with that as well that you don't do, and it is not there. Anybody want to guess what it is? Yeah. Yes. It kind of goes along with clearing your throat repeatedly. Well, sucking your teeth is one, but that's not what I'm looking at. Not rolling. Slacking, not slacking. Oh, smacking. Yeah, oh no, for sure not. No, but then there's another one, right? And if you look at the back of the table, right, you will see, if you look at my resume, right, you will see that on my resume, right, that I went to school at St. James Secondary, right? No. Right arm, yeah, and no. So you have to practice in front of your mirror and so on how to do these things, because it is annoying for an interviewer, right? And you know what I mean, man, you know what I try, you know what I mean, right? No, all right. Bite your nails or your lips. Sometimes when we get nervous, we sit down and have a field day. No, all right. So you have the things that you're not supposed to do, and you have the things that you're supposed to do. But on the things that you're supposed to do, which one takes focus? Smile. Smile. All right? Prove that you are happy to be there. Now, introducing yourself. What happened there, boy?
How to ace an interview with your body language. Watch that posture. When it comes to first impressions, your body language goes a long way in conveying confidence and competence. Learning how to carry yourself during a job interview may mean the difference between being written off and being remembered. You will need a strong walk, a firm grip, a connection, and clarity. Step 1. Walk in, make eye contact, and deliver a handshake with a firm grip, looking your interviewer right in the eye. Confident body language suggests you are the perfect candidate for the job. Step 2. Sit up straight with your feet firmly on the floor. Don't rock, drum fingers, glance around, or shake your foot. Slumping, fidgeting, or apparent impatience comes off as low self-esteem, or worse, disinterest. Step 3. Connect with your interviewer. Nod, use your hands while talking, and be enthusiastic without overdoing it to the point of distraction or insincerity. Step 4. Enunciate clearly, taking time to consider questions. Convey the sincerity they can expect you to bring to the job. Speak slowly, deliberately, with resonance and confidence. Step 5. Smile once in a while. Be personable and feel free to ask questions, taking control so that the interview becomes a relaxed conversation. Mirror the interviewer's body language, which is known as a joining technique. If their arms and/or legs are crossed or closed, do the same. If they move their hands when they speak, they're considered open. Step 6. Walk out with purpose and strength. No matter how you feel you've done, leave with your head held high.
Remember that little video, because when you're sitting amongst our guests this afternoon for your interviews, we are going to be looking at all of those things, how you enter the room, your handshake, your eye contact, the way you sit, the way you speak, and then the way you leave the room. By the time it comes for you guys to go for your first interview, you're going to be so ready that they're going to want to know which camp you came out of. Yeah, that's just a terminology. I want you to describe 4 behaviors that you personally find irritating in others. In the interest of time, we can go with 3. I want 3 per table. So 3 behaviors that you find irritating in others. Yeah. Saying the same thing over and over is one from this table. Any others? Acting cocky.
But you know everything.
Like you know everything. Okay.
Nah, I used to do that sometimes.
But if that's what get to you, you should guarantee that she do that. Say, eh?
She told me you're shaking your foot.
We're shaking your foot all the time. Okay, yes. Jealousy. Bad-minded. Pardon me? Speaking at the same time. Okay, so we have 3 and 3. We're looking like, okay, disinterested. Uh-huh.
And then looking at other places when you're talking.
Okay, not paying you much attention. Not sitting down properly. One more. She's not her two. One and one did one. 1 and 2 did one. Not paying attention. Okay. Yes, guys. I know.
I said I know all the time. You say something before you get it.
I know.
Listening to respond rather than listening to understand.
I love that. Listening to respond rather than listening to understand. Third, eye rolling. Now, of those behaviors, how many of you are guilty of those behaviors? We have some honest people here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you are guilty of these behaviors, why do you find it irritating in other people? Or what makes you believe that the other people don't find those same behaviors irritating in you?
Because I see what irritates me. If you don't see it, you do it.
Or if they don't say, you can do it. So if they say, would you stop or try to?
Try to stop.
You are trying to stop. Okay. All right. How to make that first impression? Think of a person who made a great first impression on you. And I'm just going to randomly ask because we cannot go through the entire thing. We're 11:29. So I want you to think of a person who made a great first impression on you. What exactly gave you or gave your first meeting impact? What did you see or hear from that person? Anyone? Any volunteers? You were a year ahead? Mm-hmm. And what made that first impression so lasting? She expect better from you? Okay. Anybody else? You're all year ahead? Okay, and what made your all year ahead so impactful? She presented herself very well, and she was very open when it came to questions. Great. Yes, ma'am? Ma'am? As in Miss West? And what about Miss West made this lasting impression on you? Hi, guys. You're talking about something that I can discuss here, and I see a phone that's a boy trying to turn off. Yeah, what about Miss West? She says that Miss West, and she says Miss West was kind and helpful, and when they don't understand things, she explained things to them. I would like to meet that Miss West. I'm just joking. Everything you said about her is you're smack on. Everything. Anybody else? Anybody from this table? Who is that person that have made a great first impression on you, and what did they do? What caused that impression to be so impactful? Of who? This one here? That she was Armani?
She was a female dog.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. We will have that discussion over lunch. We're moving on. If they miss something serious and his girlfriend, you know. A good first impression is one that successfully communicates the 3 C's. And I need you guys to remember the 3 C's. The first C, confidence. That's the first C. Confidence. The second C, competence. Can anybody describe to us what it means to be competent?
Nope.
We had one, no? Believing in yourself, not necessarily, but you're thinking. Helping each other, you're thinking, but no. Trusting, no. And that's another C, but not this one. Competence. As some person said to you, you are a very competent young lady. What does it mean? Have you heard it before? No, not consistent. Knowing what you can and cannot do. The closest to it, you're thinking. Great. Mr. Attorney? Competent is a good thing. It should be a good thing. No, nope. If you move this, if this bottle needs to be moved from here, and you move this bottle, and I say to you, you are very competent. The way how you move that bottle shows me that you're a very competent young lady. Organized. Potential. You guys are thinking. Potential gets close. Anybody from this table? No? No? I have a slide that will explain it to you, but I'm going to let the profession. Pardon me? Go. Knowing when to do things. You're right here to do things, and it was getting real fussy. But you're partially correct. Knowing when and where, not necessarily, no. Any of the experts want to explain to the group? Competence?
Having the ability to do something efficiently.
Having, no. And then there is credibility. What is credibility? As some person that you're a credible individual. And I gave you an idea, I gave you a hint. Pardon me? Trustworthy. If you're credible, you are trustworthy. Means that you could tell me that it is A, and I could rest assured that it is A. Because you're credible. You are trustworthy. All right, you have integrity. So, you can project confidence by having a straight but relaxed posture. Hold your head high and steady, and do not do the whole. It's showing your confidence. Sometimes talking and saying the wrong things, but saying it loud and proud. And like for example, if you guys not anything, you guys more into the dub and reggae and so on and so forth. But for the persons in here who knows, for example, about, let's say, social commentary, and you will know this, Tanya. Sometimes the Calypsonians are the finalists or what, they stand up and sing a whole bunch of nonsense that ain't in the lyrics, but they sing them, and you always do it with other people's songs too. Sing loud and proud and sing people's song wrong. Like the Michael Jackson song, yes. Singing it proud. So you're showing confidence that you sing the song. Moving in a natural, unaffected manner. So you're moving natural, you're moving free because you're confident, you're comfortable with who you are. Maintaining eye contact with the people you are talking to shows confidence. Competence. One of the key ways to project competence is by showing knowledge of your craft, means showing that you know what, remember we spoke about knowledge earlier, having the right knowledge and skill base, showing knowledge of your craft, knowing your way around the agenda, knowing your way around the topic that is being discussed. So what can you tell me about tropical shipping? You're in an interview. You're able then to talk with confidence and with competence that you know about the company. You know about the job. Describe the job. You know about the job. Being thoroughly prepared for the meeting, or being supportive, or having your supportive material. Answering questions in a clear and professional manner, avoiding using but big man, yeah, big man, and that kind of thing that we get so comfortable in using. So you're showing competence. So competence 1, competence 2, and credibility, asking relevant questions. So imagine you come into an interview, and at the end of the interview, the interviewer says, so do you have any questions for us? And you're going to turn and answer, wait, I just is so thinking, the chauffeur wingding special done? You know, it has absolutely nothing to do with your interview, so you ask relevant questions or necessary questions. Credibility, arriving on time. That is important, or ahead of time. There's some person, I can't remember who it was, but some person said recently to me, if you are on time, you are late. That you should be there way before the time. The person said, if you are on time, you are late. Yeah. Being presentable, well-groomed, and mindful of the dress code. And once we get the time, we can go through dress code as well. But you have to be on time. Imagine that you have your interview at 9 o'clock. 9, okay, and you have your interview at 9:30 then. And when 9:45, you burn out the stairs, and you're in front of the receptionist. Good morning. I got an interview with who you want my name again? It began with H, man. Oh, you have an interview with Miss Howell? Yes. How do you think you're going to go in that interview and perform? You're going to perform slack, you're going to perform poor because you ran stage, you had no time to sit down and to get your composure together. And that entrance alone says something about you and not something in your favor. All right? Keeping true to your word. So if you say you got 5 CXCs per paper and the people say produce your 5 CXCs, make sure you got your 5 CXCs to produce. As I said before, there are some people that say that they got something and then when you ask them to produce it, they cannot produce it. And then they come up with all kinds of things. Oh, but you know, this person was born in 1980. The person was born in 1990, 1999. But you know, I was looking for the certificate, and I remember in 1955 when I had Janet. Man, I think that I feel I get washed away, you know. And you were born in 1999, Janet was in 1955. A lot of you don't even know what you're talking about. But you have to be true to your word. And if you say you can get the job done, or that you've done the job before, you're going to be competent enough to do it. So, I need you guys, table 1, 3 ways to show confidence. Table 2, 3 ways to show competence. And table 3, 3 ways to show credibility. And because we are so close to lunch and we just came out of that slide, you have 2 minutes. Your facilitators would assist. Table 1, 3 ways to show confidence, 2, competence, and 3, credibility. Feel free to give examples. Any group, which group wants to go first? Which group wants to show confidence? Oh, the confidence group. Interesting. Yes, ma'am.
That we have is protecting your voice, talking proper with
Okay, so group 1, the 3 ways to show confidence: projecting your voice, the correct body language, and what's the second one? The third one? And talking properly. So projecting your voice, talking properly, and the proper body language. Fantastic. Group 2, you are competent. Show us the 3 ways to show competence. There's not one way to show competence. All right, we're not talking secrets. And the professional table still wants to hear.
Keep forgetting that you did.
When you create something and it looks like it. Okay, when you create something and it looks like it. Let me hear the other 2. Being creative and proactive. Proactive is a good word.
Dakota, what do you have
3.
on yours? What do you have on yours, Dakota?
There you go. There you go. When you can perform a task.
Right.
What's the second one?
Being prepared.
Being prepared. And being proactive. Fantastic. You might be creative. It might be just your creative juices flowing. You got a bad dog. Yes, group 3. Wow. This is to show credibility. She says consistency and good behavior. Being true to your word. And being honest. Brilliant. So what I want you guys to do for me, when you all leave this seminar this afternoon, I want you guys to start practicing these 3 words from now. Being competent, being confident, and showing credibility. And once you practice those 3 words daily, you're on to something. Now, proper handshakes. A lot of people shake hands incorrectly, including professionals. A lot of people shake hands incorrectly. A lot of people believe they know how to do it, but they can't get it done. They cannot get it done. All right? So, we're going to learn today the correct way of shaking hands. But we'll let you know now the ways that you don't do it. They pull in extremely, extremely wrong. But it's what some person you pull, no. That shows authority, it shows aggression. That is not the correct way. The two-handed shake. No, this handshake is done a lot by females. The two-handed shake. Pardon me? It's too polite, she says. But most females are into the two-handed shake. But sometimes we get caught up with that handshake when we are familiar with the person. So it's important that you know, for well, say we went to school together or something, and you're in a professional setting, and you know. Incorrect. The topper. No. Incorrect as well. The finger squeeze. That shows aggression for sure. You're thinking. The finger squeeze, not the right way to do it. This is even more than aggression. You know, some people that shake your hand and you're praying to God like, oh my God. Oh my God, making it let go of my hand, huh? Or your knees getting ready to buckle, but you don't want to say, big man, but you're squeezing my hand, though. All right? That is not the right way. The palm pinch. Like, I really don't want to touch you, you know, but.
But people that do that, but the thing, America that do that, they really going to
Yes, Americans, and you said the bougie people? No. Sometimes it comes over like, I don't really want to touch you, you know, but that is not the right way, and the limb fish. When you shake your hand and the person go on and shake your hand all up here, like if your thing break. No, not the right way. The proper handshake, so forget all of what you've seen above. The proper handshake is firm but not bone crushing. That's the first thing. It is firm. It lasts for only 3 seconds. This is another mistake that we made. I have some people when they shake your hands. Where's Tamisha? Come. They have somebody that when they're shaking your hands and they're talking with you, they shake your hand for the duration of the conversation. So, hi, how are you? Man, I ask you for long, my home moms.
She's not bad at all.
Sure, I ask you for long, but you're looking good, though. What are you doing?
I exercise.
You exercising? It working. No. 3 seconds. And you pump from the elbow, 1, 2, 3. All right? 1, 2, 3. You release the hand after the shake, even if the introduction continues. So even if you are still speaking with the person, you still release their hand. It includes eye contact with the other person. So you can't be shaking my hand and looking back like you're talking to Sandra. No. This is important to know as well. Hold your drink in your left hand to avoid a cold, wet handshake. Or dry your hand. So, let's go to Misha. So remember, the firm, and let me show you how it is done. This is known as the, I was about to tell you. This is known as the cone, and it goes, you see this, you see how this is positioned? Can you guys see from where you are? We're too far. You're looking, you're maintaining eye contact, and you're 1, 2, 3, release. All right? And you can put some strength in it, but not too strong. 1, 2, 3, release. That's the proper way of shaking hands. 1, 2. I remember you pump from your elbow. 1, 2, 3, release. All right? A lot of people do it wrong. You'll get your chance to do that. Facial expressions. Start nonverbal. That shows openness and sincerity. You have the eye contact and you smile. And try to make it a genuine smile. All right? Your handshake gives an impression. So if you grip it too lax or too slack, it sends the message that you're hesitant and indecisive. If your grip is too tight, you might come across being too harsh or even intimidating. So you want to go for your grip that is in between. It sends a message that you are confident. So, in greeting the person, you talk to the person whose hand you are shaking. A simple hello or how are you or how do you do is appropriate. And we are going to get into some handshaking. So let's stand. Let's stand. We're going to get into some handshaking. Let's stand. No, let's stand. You can shake the hand of the person next to you. Well, just let's make sure we get this done right. Turn to the person next to you. And what hands do you shake hands with in our culture? Your right hand. 1, 2, 3. Eye contact. Don't let down your hand. Maintain eye contact. And you're introducing yourself. You're talking. So let's go. Eye contact. Hi, I'm Sean. Nice to meet you. Let go. All right? 1, 2, 3. Hi, I'm Sean. Nice to meet you. 1, 2, 3. Let go. Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm Sean. What's up, Nick? Hi, I'm Sean. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sean. I am Josiah.
Good. 1, 2, 3. You're right. Great. Yeah. You know me. You know I care for you. I care for you. Hi, I'm Sean. Nice to meet you. And let go of my hand now. 1, 2, 3. Let go. You did everything else right. But you have my hand real long. Good job. Good job. 1, 2, 3. I'm Sean. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Sean.
Not 3. 1, 2, 3. Release. Nice to meet you. Good. Hey, man. I've never seen you be in this part before. You never did? Remember, eye contact. 1, 2, 3. Introduce yourself. Be confident about doing it. Let's show our guests what Supreme is made of. 1, 2, 3. Release. And once you're finished, guys, you can take your seat. All right, we're going to watch this video, and once the lunch is there, and I think it is. So after this video, we'll go to lunch. For lunch, when we return, we will look at the way we dress, how you should dress for the interview, and then we are going to go straight into our mock interviews. All right, and they will be conducted by our guests who are experienced in the field or the area of interviews. So,
Hi, I'm Laura Caton from Caton Consulting, and today we'll be talking about tips for a proper handshake. Has anybody ever given you the slippery wet fish? How about the nurse handshake where they're taking your pulse? How about the over-enthusiastic UFC handshake? How about the finger handshake where they just shake your fingers? So let's talk about the elements of a proper handshake. Your web must connect to somebody else's web to give a complete handshake. Then curl your fingers around. Squeeze. The 2 words you want to remember are firm and brief. And then pump 2 or 3 times. So what are the main elements to remember about giving a proper handshake? First, your web must connect to somebody else's web to give a complete handshake. 2, curl your fingers around and then squeeze. Pump 2 or 3 times. The words you want to remember are firm and brief. Then introduce yourself and let go. So what does your handshake say about you?
So remember, firm, pump 1, 2, 3. While you introduce yourself, then let go of the person's hand. All right? It's not a situation. And I know sometimes you might find yourself in a position where you are doing it correctly, but the other person not doing it so correctly, but you still need to do what you know is the right thing to do. And all of these things are important when preparing for your interview. After we return from lunch, which will be an hour, 12 until 1, we are going to spend at least half an hour looking at the way you dress, the colors, how the colors match, wearing the appropriate clothing for interviews and so on, from panty back down. Clothes that will not reveal the size, shape, and whatever else of your underwear. What is that? For lunch? Yeah, thank you. Boy, you would remind me of that, boy. So what we'll do is I'm going to allow you to leave, go now. So if you need to go to the restroom to wash your hands and so on for lunch, no, just sit down. I say I want to leave. No, I say go along. Yeah, there's a difference. Lunch is from 12. You report back here at 1. So it does not mean you're going to get it from your table at 1, then to go to the restroom. You report back in the room for 1, so you give yourself enough time to do so. Enjoy your lunch, guys. So let's get going, guys. Focus, attention. Just before we get into our interviews, we want to pay some attention to dress, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate to wear when you're going on your interview. When you get into the workplace, then your dress will be determined on the company's uniform, if there's a uniform, or their style of dressing. All right? Remember we spoke earlier of first impressions, so we have to look at making a good first impression. So the first thing that you need to know is that the way you dress is the single biggest nonverbal communication you make about yourself. What do I mean by nonverbal communication? You're not saying anything, correct. You are not saying anything. So the only thing that the interviewee and the people in the company have to go on is the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. And you have to dress, your dress must convey success, trustworthiness, intelligence, and suitability. What is suitability? When you dress properly? Not necessarily. When you dress suitable for the situation. Exactly. Suitability, when you dress suitable for the situation. So that, for example, you will not go to Republic Bank for a job as a teller wearing a boxy dropout and an armhole shirt and a pair of slippers. It is not ideal. Right? It's not appropriate. What am I going to do? You would do that. They suggest that you should lean towards the old-fashioned style of dressing. And I would explain to you what the old-fashioned style of dressing is in a minute. Make sure your clothes are nicely pressed. Do not go in the people place, come out of a fight with a cow. There are some people, for example, that because they wear dry fit, I ain't calling nobody names, they believe that they don't need to run the iron across them, that they can go on the line and take off the line on your back, and that you're good to go. Drew, why you look at me like I did not call names? But you have to make sure that your clothes are nicely pressed. Remember, you are setting a tone for a job that you want. Now, what should I wear? Looks good for the interview? No? Little he in church. Okay. What about my female friend? She looks good for the interview? She's showing too much shoulders. Somebody said it depends on what job she's going for. What job do you think that wear is appropriate for then, my friend? Fashion? Fashion, okay. And some person say bartending in a club. And not even bartending in the club, I don't think that you should dress. And then if you're going, so just came to my mind based on what you said. Even if you're going for a job in fashion and you want to dress fashionable, you have to make sure that you are not wearing something fashionable that carries the tag of the of your competition. You follow what I'm saying to you? Because straight up, am I correct in saying that? Imagine I'm going for a job at Republic Bank and I have on a CABC shirt. That is like buying KFC and going at chef and say don't eat it. And that's what we do. These are all, no, I don't think so. Far from appropriate. Clothing tips for men. Long sleeve, blue or white shirts. You can wear another color shirt, but make sure it is not loud. So you ain't gonna wear a fluorescent green shirt. It can be a short sleeve as well. And then again, remember, it depends on, after you've done your research on the industry that you're going into, that then you will put your clothes together to suit. All right? Complementing tie, if you want, the color and the style of tie. So you're not going to wear a clown tie to a job interview. All right? You're not going to have on a fluorescent green pants and a bright fluorescent orange tie and a pink shirt. All right? So you have to be appropriate in your wear. The appropriate dress socks, especially if you're wearing a pants where your socks can be seen. Yeah, 1 Nike, a big Tommy Hilfiger socks that is not appropriate for the wear. Polished shoes, please. Even if the shoes old, just some polish on them. Have any cadets in your house? Good, so you guys know how to shine shoes. That they look presentable. And wear a matching belt. All right? The jewelry, appropriate size. So you ain't going to wear a big, flashy gold chain as if you belong to a cartel. You're not going to overdo the jewelry, even if you're allowed. And I would suggest to the guys that when you're going for a job interview for the very first time, do not wear earrings. Wait until you get into the organization and you see the culture of the organization and you are told it is okay to do so, then to do so. All right? The colors, as I said before, do not overdo the colors. So you're looking at colors like black, navy blue, you're looking at khaki, you're looking at gray, white, anything of that. Even if you're wearing striped shirts, do not wear shirts that are loud. Again, your outfit will be decided or determined by the job that you're going for. Even if you're going for a job as a gardener, for your job interview, you will not wear short pants or a track bottom and a pair of boots. Because some man again for a job, so I could try on these boots and this old shirt. No. You still have to dress the part and while going on your interviews. All right? The hair, your hair must be well groomed despite the style you wear. So let's say you have your hair in cornrow. Make sure that you have them plait neatly and you ain't got hair flying here and hair flying there. The front plait and the back on plait, and you can't decide what to do with it. And if your hair is cut, make sure you get a nice, decent haircut. Not too much parts and everything down through your hair and a big star here and a picture of your girlfriend cut out there. No. Tips for women. Tips for women. The same color similar to the guys, black, white, gray, navy blue, brown, beige, all acceptable colors to wear when it comes to going on your job interview. So leave out the leopard skin and the kadooment there, costume, material, and that kind of stuff. Leave for that time. You can add a touch of color by wearing hints of light blue, pink, yellow, and those kind of colors convey professionalism. But again, you are not going to overdo it. Dress pants, pencil, skirts, this thing that you guys don't like, not even for school, knee-length dresses or knee-length skirts. I do not want you sitting down in front of me as an interviewer and I can see what you had for breakfast last week. Not interested in that. Make sure that your skirt or your dress is long enough that can hide what is not to be shown or what is not to be seen by everybody. For your shoes, dress shoes should be closed-toed. Heels not too high, so we're wearing the 12 and 15 and 20-inch heels. It is preferred that they should be a bit flat or short boots. All right? Do not wear heels that you can't walk in. I see a lot of women. I remember seeing a woman quite recently, and she dressed real good, looked real nice, you know. You was with me? I would say. Yeah. Can't remember. She dressed really, really nice. And when she think she was, you know, because she could not handle the heels. As if she wants her ankles. Lord Jesus, when the women is always coming with excuses. You only say she said that she probably got a graze or a cut from the same heels, and that's why she walking so. Yes, you always say that. Let me put it. No, thank you. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Let me put it this way for you guys, for you ladies. As guys, we know when it's a layer cut and when we can't handle them. Don't we? I don't wear shoes that don't fit my foot, Frank. I talk to Russell. I know he didn't hear that, right? Hair and makeup. Hairdos, neat, tidy, ponytails, classic styles, natural colors. Again, don't go and put all sorts of obnoxious colors in your hair the night before the interview. And then when you wake up in the morning, you are too late and cannot get it out. And then rushing off to the interview. Hair don'ts. Overly. That's decent. Yes, ma'am? A what? The what?
Natural girls were not represented.
Why were they not represented?
Because we don't have ponytails and that. We have twist hair.
But hold on. You see the first word there, neat and tidy? So whether you got a ponytail or a pony, neat and tidy. That's what you should be looking at.
Thank you very much.
Neat and tidy. Neat and tidy ain't going to do with black people or white. Huh? What is your interpretation of neat and tidy? You look really nice in your hair with your hairstyle. You look pretty nice in yours too. Might be a bit too long for the interview thing, but.
So length is matter?
So that means when you're going to interview, your hair must
Always is. Always is. I hope when you come to defend me that you can defend me. See how you attack me, you know. Huh? A lady asked a question and I provided an answer. What's your question? Honestly, for the word neat is relative to people. What I might believe is neat for me may not be neat for you. And that's where you should do your research with the company to know what. Ask questions. Call and ask somebody a question. How? Yeah, go ahead. Because your definition of neat is certainly not Tamisha's definition of neat. The makeup dudes, make sure that you're not over there all this purple because you're going to purple suit. You want to put on a purple heavy lipstick. You're trying to match and then over your eyes, got on purple and black and everything else.
I was only sure if you're talking about all your colors.
Somebody share it with me that I can laugh. Yeah? Oh, that between us, that between us. Don't heavy foundation, dramatic eye colors. Do not do it to yourselves. Everything simple is good. All right? Simple is good. By day where you was? You were sleeping? Oh, okay. I'm glad you know open your eyes. You guys seem to have a problem with the wear. What do you think you should wear? What do you think is appropriate for you to wear to an interview as a female, as a young female? What is suitable? What is a suitable skirt? A skirt down with your knees? On your knees? On your knees, not over. Cut up? Not cut up. Yes, flat is good. No, I did mention flat. Yes, I did mention flat. Yes? And what else? How do you think your hair should look? What is neat? What is your definition of neat? The same question you posed to me. What is your definition of neat? What's a nice hairdo? What, I can't get you really? Like you're in front of the interview and every minute you?
Like you just wake up and then you just didn't try.
Oh, like you didn't? Okay, all right. And what is appropriate for the male to wear? What type of earrings? The ones that don't to your shoulders?
Even the ones that I got, these here suitable.
Those ones are suitable. All right. What about shades?
A pair of glasses, yes, but no shades.
But no shades. Styling glasses? And the only thing you all say about the boys is what? Bald head, that's all? Bald head, or wear anything else? The hairline got to be straight with waves, and it got to be combed up properly. All right, let us move on. We have to get to our interviews. Now, guys, what we're going to do is that this is where our professionals come in. We'll have probably one-on-one conducting the interviews, and then the other two will observe, and then we'll have our feedback. All right, so you can decide which two will do the interviews. No, who is speaking? Well, guys, a very, very important and a very good question here. The young lady asked a very, very good question. If I have two interviewers, how am I to look them in the eye? You will look in the eye of the person who is addressing you at that moment in time. All right? What I want you guys to remember the foreign handshakes, the eye contact, introducing yourself. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Good, you got it. Remember the eye contact and speak as loudly and as clearly as possible. When you're asking the questions, the interviewer that is talking to you at that time is the person that you will zero in on with your eye contact. All right? Good. We're going to do well. Who wants to go first?
I said no.
You can? All right, come on. Come on, it's fine. But you just said you wanted it to. All right, who wants to go first? No, you ain't going home yet. All right, so, okay, so you all want an example first then? Which red woman? This one here? All right, yeah. Drew, Silla. You're being voluntold. That red woman that worked with me. It will just be there so that we can hear.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Gisela Harris.
Hi, good afternoon, Captain Freeman. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Captain.
Good afternoon, Priscilla. My name is Lanmore Phillips.
Hi, good afternoon.
Have a seat.
Remember, we're critiquing, so remember what they did wrong. I saw something wrong from the beginning. No, don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Let's continue.
So today we're going to have a conversation. Feel free to relax, be calm. It's going to be conversational questions, and feel free to ask any questions if you do have them.
Nervous?
I am a bit nervous, yes.
Just chill. We don't bite. It's just a conversation, all right? All right, so you would have applied for the role of teller. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, firstly, I am a recent graduate of the University of the West Indies.
Awesome.
And I would have gained my degree, first class honors, in accounting. Thank you very much. And so, as an entry-level job, I am hoping to gain experience and work my way up and show my value to the organization.
Do you know anything about the job that you're going to do as a specific task that works?
I do know, I'm not fully aware, but I do know the basics of assisting in helping clients get the information that we would like to have inserted into the system, and I make sure that it's an easy process, efficient process to carry out all of their businesses.
Could you advise of what you would consider to be some of your strengths and some of your weaknesses, if any?
For my strengths, I can say that I am very detail oriented. I have good communication skills. For my weaknesses, I can say that I am a bit slow to pick up on stuff, but I do make sure that I take note and I go over and I practice to build up to speed for the challenge at hand.
I love when you spoke about your weaknesses or you spoke about when you're not competing for it. When you spoke about your strengths in terms of communication, can you give us an example of how you would use communication as a strength?
As this would be my first job, I can say based on the experience with communication would be from at school and working in groups. I'm the team leader in most of my groups, and I do like to I guess the word would be active listener, and I like to gain information from everyone, and I like to make sure that everyone is heard, and then in turn I will take everything into consideration, make sure that there's equal confidence.
Right, so I see you will apply for the role at our Spikestone branch, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that a successful candidate will be placed at Spikestone. Are you opposed to working in Christchurch at our urban branch if you're successful?
If I am successful, I unfortunately do not have transportation, but I can make sure that I can be available whenever needed. In terms of a leader, I will say that I prefer someone who is compassionate, but also have a strong hand in terms of making sure that you know the strengths and weaknesses of your employees or your staff, and you work to suit.
Right, so I want to do a little bit of role play, right? So my name is Jack. I am a well-known customer to the bank. All these staff here know me. Today is your first day at the bank, and I'm coming to you as a teller to cash a check, right? Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Please can I have your name?
Hi, my name is Jack John. I want to cash this check here for $10,000.
And Jack, may I know what is the may I know the source of the funds that are being deposited?
Right, so I just sell some stuff to people. So that's just some payment for some things that I sell on the site. Yeah, but all these people in here know me though. So you get to go secret.
And the this lump sum through what means of transaction?
Yearly sales accumulated.
Jack,
Sorry.
well, Jack, unfortunately, I'm not hearing a lot of detail in terms of the source of funds on this check. So I will have to call my supervisor and see if we can get to the root of the matter. Is that okay?
I was coming in here for the last 6 years, right? And nobody never had to call a supervisor. You knew!
I am indeed. I'm still learning the ropes. However, for the transaction to happen as smoothly as possible today, I will need to call the supervisor.
All right, man. All right. I'll go and call the supervisor. I will wait.
No problem. Please wait here a moment.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, let's start from the beginning. It is your turn now. Let us see let's discuss what happened before we go to our experts. Let's discuss what happened. Some boy there, eager boy. And you forget?
I don't think he was professional. I don't think he was professional. You started at the beginning.
Remember that we are critiquing you guys, not necessarily the interviewers. Yes, I can see you. Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, I can see you. Yeah.
You said that they got do it for three
Yes.
seconds. They wouldn't do that for 3 seconds. They wouldn't do it one more time. So you're wrong. Yeah, wrong.
I remember it's not 3 seconds. It's three.
levels.
1, 2, 3. 3 motions. Yeah. Okay. She held in my hand too long. No, in a situation where you know the right thing to do, because this could happen. You know the right thing to do, but the interviewer holds on to your hand, then what? Interesting. What about eye contact?
No, she was not. She was looking at me. She was looking. Yeah, she was like. No, she doesn't look. She doesn't look. She looked right there. Yeah. Like I demanded, and she don't so.
What about the different slurs that we spoke of? You heard any?
And then she started.
And then she started.
You was nervous, and even the master, so she did too much. I think he was sharing too much.
You think she was speaking too much with her hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was talking about things that wasn't really, I don't know, was necessary.
What are some of the things that you don't think were necessary? But I asked, kind of what?
Like she was like, like I don't think she was saying too much.
She was selling herself. She did a fantastic job in that regard. She was selling herself in terms of, I just graduated from the University of the West Indies and so on. She was selling herself.
I think he didn't ask for all of that, but it's okay.
Yes, and tell me who you're from.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, students, you on a roll. Let me go. You on the ball. Huh? So who is going next? Volunteer or be voluntold? Yes, you'll be voluntold. Come. Okay, right. Come quickly then. Come, Miss St. James. Come on.
Mom, I see what you're putting. So she not gonna listen. That's what you're putting on. That's what you're on now.
Alyssa, come Alyssa, let's go.
Now, after she promised, I got you.
Wait, hold on. Well, we will get, that was just the trial, but for these students now, we'll have the experts, but in their critique.
Pardon?
But when he goes,
No, that was the role play. That was the role play. He then became a customer, and she was the teller. So it was just a role play.
So sometimes in the interviewer can give you a scenario.
Oh, you didn't get that part? A bank teller. What's her job? You don't know what yours would be.
So they can pay anything.
So I can't tell them that get my money and bring my person over.
Right, so exactly. They can ask him anything. So
I just want to also ask.
All right, listen, guys.
Yeah, I just want to also want to ask some feedback before we. What sat well with me was the fact that it is an entry level position for the most part. She said she didn't have any prior work experience, right? Notwithstanding, she was able to basically link projects and so forth, working with others, and she mentioned that she's a good leader, so that shows some leadership attributes. Additionally, as well, when we apply for a job in a particular location, yes, she doesn't have the vehicle. The way she communicated that didn't come across as if she is inflexible, right? So that was a good thing, and she communicated weaknesses as well. Sometimes persons say, I don't have any weaknesses. No one doesn't not have weaknesses, right? So that's what's the lesson.
Hey. She ain't going nowhere though, just let her. Just let her. Yes, okay, Mrs. Patrick Smith.
Okay, guys, pay attention.
Pay attention, guys. Let's go.
Hi, good afternoon. Kevin Freeman. I listen to this.
Karen, raise the mic, man.
You are playing for a front desk position at our office, and it's exactly here. Relax. It's a conversation. Ask any questions. You're free to come up beside the movement and ask any questions. Ready? Tell me who's this. Tell me.
My name is Alyssa. I'm 15 years old. What?
So I can't hear she not there now.
That is an interesting question. I'm assuming that you're in the fourth form. Okay, so what are your CSC subjects? What are subjects you're currently doing in TS school?
I'm doing OA, EPN, HSP, and
Office admin would be intern that's job. So are there any things that you would have learned school in terms of typing or anything to that extent? On the computer.
Guys.
So as a front desk assistant, you're required to interact with clients from all walks of life, right? Also, you find yourself as someone that communicates well with others? Do you consider yourself a one person?
Yeah.
We have from business owners, brokers to truckers. And there are different levels of communication. And you can appreciate that a trucker come in and will be a little bit more brash. How do you think you will handle a difficult customer? What do you think you would like the customer to feel after they have left? Pardon?
So we're going to do another role play scenario. So I am James, right? Yesterday I would have visited the store and I dealt with Sharon, right? Sharon. And I purchased an item, right? She sold me the wrong item. I brought back the item, but I don't have my receipt, right? Good afternoon. Ready, girl, that's where you is. This thing here, right? This tool here, she sold me the wrong thing yesterday. I specifically told her I wanted an 827, and this is an 888. I know what part of the receipt is. This costs $300.
But what I want to do
We wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Feedback to Alyssa. First of all, when you entered the interview room, we couldn't hear a word that you were saying. So you were speaking extremely soft, as though you were whispering a word to your friend in your friend's ear, as opposed to projecting your voice and asserting yourself and being confident. So that's some things that we spoke about earlier in the session this morning. Being confident and competent and credible. So then you were a bit giggly too, so then you didn't bring an aspect of seriousness to the interview. So then your interviewing panel may think that you're not serious about land the job. The one-word answers. You know, a question was posed to you and you just said no. You didn't go into any depth. You know, so you have to create. It's a conversation. It's an opportunity for you to sell yourself. So you have to be on your best game, because it was also mentioned this morning that you only have one chance to make a first impression. So what I noticed about the other children in the room, I find that you were restless and not paying attention. And you really are here to benefit from these strengths and weaknesses of each other. So going forward, I hope that you will give it your fullest attention and bring about the air of seriousness that it requires. Of course, it's a day away from school. It's a relaxed atmosphere. We want you to enjoy yourselves, but still to bring about the seriousness of what we're really doing here. Because in a few short years, you will definitely be in the real life situation. That's just a word of advice.
Thank you, Sharon. Good afternoon. I don't really have much to say. I agree with what Sharon said, but what I would say from being an interviewer, you are not the only person that's nervous. We have to sell the company to you. So when they started off by saying it's going to be conversational, that is putting both of us at ease. So you do not expect that it is just we're asking you questions. You want to feel comfortable to ask us questions because we're looking for the right fit for the organization.
Great.
What I would say, when in the interview, you have to know what you are going to do for the company, what benefits you're going to bring to the company. What benefits you're going to bring to the company. That's when you're going to the interview. You're not going to the interview simply to get a salary. You must sell the interviewers why you are the best fit for the job and what you are going to do to promote the company. So the question I asked Alyssa about how she wants the customer to feel after the interaction is a question that you want the customer to feel engaged, valued, appreciated, all of those things. Those are how we want the customer to feel when the customer leaves. So interview prep is extremely important, and we see too much adults. You are young now, you have time to learn. Too much adults, 26, 27 years old, unable to answer those basic questions. Who am I? That is your most basic of questions. I am funny, I am a happy person, I'm a serious person, I'm a logical person. To my friends, I'm the best friend. I am impatient. You should know who you are. So more important than anything else, be able to answer that first question. Is it the first case you take or the last case exam? Right?
And similarly as well, another important question you should be able to answer would be why did you apply for the role, right? I mean, it is understood that it could be a situation that you're young and fresh out of school, and you're just looking for some work experience, right? It's okay if that is said. Why I will say that as well, and why I felt passionate about being here today, I was in a similar situation 17 years ago. When I first started the bank, I was fresh out of fifth form. So I know how it is. That was my very first interview. I did not benefit from any sessions like this. I was fortunate to receive a placement in the bank, and I'm happy to say that 17 years later that I'm still here today. Right? So planning is critical for interviews.
Anything from any of you guys as to how the interview went? I don't want you to tell me what she did wrong. I need some person to come to show me what she should have done right. So who is up next? A promise was made right here. Yes? Yes, you.
She's coming to you. Don't tell her. Come.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
So how are you doing today?
I'm fine, you know. Beautiful day.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
We're going to have a conversation. It's nice and easy. I'm going to ask you some things about yourself. Feel free to ask us questions about us and the company. So, to begin, tell us a little bit.
My name is Sarah. I work in HR. I have six CSEs. And I'm still in school studying HR.
Okay. All right. So this position of admin assistant here at Chevette, right? It's just a summer role, right? Could you tell us what you know about Chevette?
I was going here to sixth grade. I was going here, so I'm a very loyal customer.
Oh, awesome.
I know you were owning in Barbados, and
What's your favorite Chevette meal?
I only said the specials.
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 Okay, so currently we have mini tenders, so that's what you're. That's what oh, very good. Okay, see, you even know more. You even know more about Chevette down there, so that's good.
All right, so if someone had to say Kiara is this, what would be your superpower?
I'm very kind. Yeah, kind.
The worst thing I think is that Kiara is.
The same back to stay back. Yeah. She also said that.
So what do you think is one of the worst things that and makes it a good role for you?
This is because we want to be working right now. It fits perfectly, and I would like to see my part of it.
Alright, so we're going to do a bit of role playing, right? So I just bought this chicken breast sandwich. I have an issue, and I'm coming to you as the available person on the floor, right? This chicken too small.
Good evening.
Hi.
I am sorry for the misconception. I could give you a refund, or you could buy something at the same price.
Same price?
Yes, please.
Okay, so can I get chicken and potato roti instead?
Sure.
Okay. So I have to give you back the receipt.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, let me go to my car to get the receipt. That's it. Yes. That's it.
Nice to meet you.
I love Kiara. Like, listen, not a dull moment with you, girl. All right. Where did Mike Marana go on again? He know what the unemployment look like? Yeah, okay. Yeah, your song ready, you're up next. No, the Oma behind you.
I like your confidence.
Yes.
And when you spoke, you projected your voice. I admire that. And I just did it. I was going to mention the arms, but I just did it also. Yes. And I understand that your nervous is okay. You also mentioned that you're a loyal customer, which means you related back to them. You mentioned that you tried the products also, and when you did the role play, you were quick to apologize. And one other thing, sorry. Oh, what I would like somebody to try, when they started, they say it's an opportunity for you to ask them questions. You can try to turn it around and ask them questions to see if that will change the conversation and how you feel about the interview and try to calm yourself down.
Thank you, Denise. Kiara, first of all, I agree with Dion with respect to the confidence that you brought to the interview. Also, I noticed that you have an effervescent personality, so I could hear the smiling in your voice as you answered the questions and so forth. Although it was a bit excessive at times, because it turned into a chuckle, but I understand the environment is a light one. But also you spoke to your loyalty, which was very good. And when you were given the opportunity to sell yourself, you spoke to attributes such as kindness, and that was also very good. There was a time when you said, no, that would not be good in an interviewing setting. And also when Lana asked you to say something negative about yourself, although it's truthful, and I applaud you for your truthfulness, don't say that in an interview at all. I like to tell bad people things. No. That is a definite no. But outside of that, I think you did a very commendable job.
Was it difficult to maintain eye contact? Because I saw you were trying, but you were struggling with it. Was it difficult? It felt weird? Yeah, I saw that she was trying at times, but then she started to struggle with it. But she also did something that was pretty commendable, and that at some point in time, she actually looked in between both of them. She was not focusing on any one individual. She looked in between both of them. And I don't know if that was instinct, but that was pretty decent. So you did pretty well. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
So that really showed that she is who she says she is.
A loyal customer, definitely.
That is what that she showed up in a very genuine way.
Yes.
More than anything.
Yeah, she was authentic.
Yes, when you come to interview, your CV and you should match. You should show up in a very genuine way. A lot of times people have persons write a CV for them and they speak in a different tone than the CV is written.
Yes.
She showed up in a very genuine way. So that is.
And she kept it real as well, because she said that she has 6 CXCs, she did HR, but then she also said that she's continuing studying HR, which is good.
So a suggestion from our photographer, who's also a parent and here with us this evening, Lel, a suggestion that he made, instead of saying like, just tell about people things, another way to say it, but still truthful, is I'm a quick thinker. So yes, thank you, Lel, for that suggestion.
Yeah, I like that. I'm a quick thinker. Who's next? Yes, come.
Hi, good afternoon. Here, Captain Freeman. Nice to meet you. Have a seat. All right, so remarks here, this is more of a conversation. You want to get to know you, a bit more. You see you have an excellent CV, excellent experience in a prior role of a sales clerk. So I've noticed here on the CV is quite extensive. So in the last year, you've worked at 22 different stores. Okay, so could you advise here, the last store was AB Hair and Nails. So I saw that you were here for 7 days at that store. Could you tell me what you would have left AB Hair and Nails?
I had a problem with the manager.
Okay.
Is there something you care to elaborate on? And were there any conflict skills, resolution skills that you tried? What did you try to resolve the conflict?
Talking to people that was still younger than me, to be an issue with others.
So as it relates to customer service, right? Can you give an example of when you provided excellent customer service?
We got some customers that was coming in and you would ask them if they want any assistance or any assistance they want to ask you. And then you come I will ask her if she can be a minute or if she can find someone else.
So who is why is this position fit for you?
To be honest, right now, my family are struggling, so I'm just trying to help out with the bills and things. So.
Okay, so here at this organization, you're given a base pay. You're also paid based on commission, right? So in a scenario where I'm just a regular John Brown that came in looking for pants and shirt, right? And Nana is a very wealthy business executive, right? And I'm in the store first, and this month you know that you can get $1,000 of commission from Nana's sale, right? Whereas my pants and shirt will just earn you $17, right? For having come into the store first and asked for assistance, right? How would you go about helping both of us, given Nana is $1,000 more on your paycheck?
I will go to the person that come in first, even if it's less than the other person.
Okay.
And then how would you keep me in the store?
Which person? Which person?
I'm the second.
Lana,
How would you
yes.
keep Lana in the store?
Yeah.
You see things that she would like if it's a store that, I'm not saying this is overseas, but how the expensive people is coming and ask for wine and different stuff, entertain her.
Okay.
Okay. How would you handle a situation where a customer would have overpaid you $100?
I would ask if she really wanted to give it. Cause I got some people that will like the money now it slippery.
In your money.
In the money it's sticking together. So
Yeah.
then I will ask a question, but then sometimes it might not be a mistake.
Okay. Right. Do you have any questions for us?
No, please.
No? Questions?
Okay, so we would have spoken earlier, a little earlier about salary, and that there's a base salary, and then a commission-based salary.
Yeah.
What is your expectation of salary for the base salary?
$100 more.
Pardon?
$100 more.
A week? A month?
A week.
$100 more?
100 a week? Okay. All right, yeah, that sounds interesting. Actually, too, we can also offer you, a little something more. We can offer 107 a week, right? So we do offer competitive salaries. While the base is $100 a week, we are willing to increase the salary pool by 7%.
Okay, but it all depends. I'm now coming into the business, so it really, not say it don't matter, but I will try to work my way up to the amount of money I deserve.
Okay.
Any
Thank you.
questions?
Any questions?
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Ladies?
Yeah.
Thank you, Romancia. You were posed with a very difficult scenario to begin with, to be honest. Your interviewing panel, they were grueling. But not that scenarios like that cannot exist.
Yeah.
Because they really can. So in a scenario similar to that, my suggestion to you young people would be eliminate some of the things off your CV, because it then opens up the pool for so many questions that are interpretations of the interviewing panel. So if you had a really bad experience where you wish that the interviewing panel will not find out about, you can omit it from your CV. Because you know, in 1 year, 22 different places of work is not a good look at all. Because it gives the potential employer the opinion that you are, you know, you're not serious, you're not loyal, you're not committed. So I know that circumstances can be challenging, especially in the retail field. You can leave for opportunities for better pay. You can leave for opportunities where there was sexual harassment in the employment area or things like that. But not to appear flighty or uninterested or disloyal to an institution, because it would raise my eyebrows if I saw that you worked 22 different places within a 1 year span. And when Romancia was posed with the question as to why she left the previous employer, your answer seemed a bit flighty. It didn't seem like a person who could work through conflicts, because you said that the manager was picky. What does that really mean? So if you want to really sell yourself to your potential employer, you should have gone into more in depth to provide like a more substantive answer. Like perhaps for some reason our spirits probably didn't meet and he appeared to be picking on me unreasonably so. But then you went in to say things like it was also the opinion of other employees. So try not to offer like opinionated answers like that, and be more solid in the answer that you provide if the situation arises. Or you could simply say that it is a personal matter which you really don't wish to disclose given the confidentiality of the issue or the sensitivity of the issue. And potential employers should respect that view and don't look at you in a negative light. With respect to looking at the commissions, I must commend you on the way you dealt with that question. You dealt with that like a boss. Although you had to be prodded a little bit by Lana to see how you would keep her engaged, you came out on top by saying perhaps you would offer her a glass of wine or give her some items to look at and so forth to keep her entertained. And your answer to that question proved that you were a customer of integrity, because although the customer that was there first was only going to pay $17 commission, it was like, I didn't know he ain't going to deal with this buddy that I know he can get a $1,000 offer. You still treated that customer with respect and was trying also to keep your high-end customer engaged. You asked her to hold on a bit while you deal with the other customer. That spoke volumes to your character. And I appreciated that.
Thanks, Sharon. You already touched on a lot, so there's only just one other thing that I would add. When they asked why you would want the job, you were saying that there's nothing wrong with saying being honest, and I like that you start off by saying you're being honest and you need a job to provide for your family. You have to remember too that employers do not want to go through the recruiting process over and over. So you try to sell yourself also. So you can be saying, when you do research on the company, I found that this is a company that does a lot in terms of social work in the community, and that's something that I'm interested in. I'm looking for development. So it's just how you phrase it, how you word it. But other than that, good job.
One last person? You want to go, sir? Okay, go ahead.
You're trying to get a scenario.
A scenario, yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Hannah April.
Hi, Hannah. Nice to meet you. Lanmore Phillips.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello,
Hi,
good
Kevin
afternoon.
Freeman.
Hello, Kevin Freeman.
Nice to meet you. Have a
Have
seat.
a seat.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very
Sit,
much.
get comfortable, relax. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to ask you some questions. Feel free to ask us any questions that you need to. Okay, so tell us, who is Hannah?
My name is Hannah. I am 15 years old. And I have 7 CBQs.
What subjects did you study in school?
I study music, cooking, math, language, arts and crafts, and art.
All right. So I've seen here that you've applied at. What? Yeah. Okay. So I've seen here that you've applied at AB Primary School to be an arts teacher, right? How well are you say you are with children?
I say I'm very decent.
What do you think is your best quality that lends to dealing with children between the age of 4 and 6?
Patience.
Patience, okay. All right. So if you had the choice to teach senior school between classes 3 and 4 or junior school infants, which one would you prefer and why?
I think I choose the seniors because they're a little less rowdy and a bit more mannerly.
A bit more?
Mannerly.
Mannerly. All right, so here at the school is currently ongoing construction due to some environmental issues. It's expected that next term we will be moving from our Bridgetown location to East Point in St. Philip. Right? I note here on your CV that you live in Bangkok. How easy is it for you to get to the East Point St. Philip location when the school relocates?
I wouldn't have a problem with that because I have a car.
Okay, we are a private school. So obviously the importance is education, but it's also how parents relate to you and how you relate to parents and to children. And we also know that when people spend their money for education, they require you not to tell their children no, but to say it in a different manner. So if a child is doing something and you want to redirect them, instead of saying no, do you have any suggestions on how you would deal with that child, knowing that the parent is hypersensitive?
Can I get an example?
All right, so a child comes, they say they want to go, they want to play with they want a snack from their bag. It's not snack time as yet, you're still doing arts and craft. You say, no, you can't have your snack, it is not break time as yet. The child starts to cry, the child throws a tantrum. You know that, you have done that over and over, the parents come to the school, they complain. So the next time you have that situation, what would you try different? Since the parents are complaining that you just tell the child no and nothing else, and that you were rude to the child and the child was distraught when they came home.
I would see if there's something in particular the child would want to do in arts and crafts to try to get them to stop crying, and if not, I see if they'd be okay with just drinking water for the time being.
Excellent question.
All right. Do you believe in corporal punishment? As in beating someone's child? Do you believe in that?
To some extent, yes, but not really.
Love it. All right, what would you say is the most important area right now for you to improve on?
It'd be my manner of speech.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yes. I was wondering if you guys allow teachers to leave school for a certain amount of time to like drop off the kids or to like to do like important things.
Yes, we do offer such programs for our staff. Actually, for every day there is a free period that a teacher would have. So it's more or less just communicating with your team and your senior teacher. It is understood that every day the time period may not be the same. However, it's just once it's open communication with the senior team, we don't foresee that as a problem because we are flexible with our staff.
That's it. That is all the questions I have.
What are your salary expectations?
Around 200?
Okay, that's a week or a month?
Are you asking or are you telling me?
A week.
You want $200 or are you asking?
Is that asking?
Are you asking or are you telling me?
I'm asking.
Any further questions? No? Okay.
Thank you very much for coming. Greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Take care.
It's a difficult question.
That was definitely a good
Yeah,
one.
she has a difficult question.
Right, so Hannah, what I like is that when you went in and you introduced yourself and they introduced themselves to you, you repeated their names. As they spoke, you move your head to each person as they were beginning to speak, which shows you were paying attention. And what I would suggest is, like what Lana would have mentioned, you have to know who you are. So when they ask you to, who's Hannah, you said your name and your age, but just you can expand a little bit more and say, like, what do you like to do, what drives you? For example, my name is Denise. I went to Kojan Perry. I am 38 years old. Fun fact about me, I love pizza. So if you just want to add in a little fun fact or just something to just break the ice and make it a little bit more comfortable and personal, you can do that. Active, I just want to make sure you got my parts right. So there's nothing wrong with writing, just to make sure you have everything. Right. What I also like is when Lana asks you the question, you ask her to explain further, and there's nothing wrong with that because, yes, that gives you an opportunity to, process your thoughts and come up with an answer, and to make sure that you're answering the question correctly instead of just giving an answer for giving an answer's sake.
Yeah.
And the question about corporal punishment, which was a very hard question, I think you handled that really well.
Yeah.
Because you said yes to a certain extent, which allowed you to explain further. And then one other thing I would add, and I stand corrected, but I believe you were the only person that said thank you for having me, and that is very commendable.
Yes.
Thank you, Denise. Denise basically covered most of everything, although I can add, when the question was posed to you about, I can't remember, it was early in the interview though, you said very decent. That's kind of like slang or colloquialism. Alright, so you need to tidy up your answers a bit better than just to say something like very decent. when they ask you about your weaknesses that you wanted to correct, you said the manner of your speech. It's a teacher job that you're applying for, so that in itself could be like a negative kind of an answer. And with respect, not only just you, all the others, when the question was posed about your salary expectations, you didn't seem, and I guess you're children, so you don't really know what to expect. But a suggestion is that you can research what similar jobs in the market pay, so you can have kind of like a base where you can begin to think about how much a job such as this can pay.
Sharon, let me step in there. Let me step in there as it relates to salaries, because that's one that I took of note. Especially with your first interview, do not volunteer a salary. Do not volunteer a salary. I am open to consideration, something. Do not, because you might give a salary and you're cutting yourself short.
That's right.
Or two, you might be way above what the company is willing to offer, and they can say straight, we can't pay you.
Yeah.
Right? So, especially with that first interview, do not volunteer an answer for salary.
Yeah.
All right, guys?
Right.
You can say that you looked at the market, comparable market jobs, and these are the salaries, and you're hoping that the company will value you and in a similar manner. You can say that.
Yeah.
Right?
What could happen too with salary in the prior interview? It was, I think she had mentioned $100, right? And for me, I was willing to pay $400 a week, right? So I made right. So you can find yourselves in that situation. Yeah. So, but we know salary questions are one of the hardest questions, even for adults with experience. But what you can always do is sell, the caliber of experience that you bring to the company, so that when the salary question comes up, you're showing that, I'm really worth this. It could be a situation that the job pays $2,000 a month, but given the extent of your experience, the company may be willing to offer you $2,800 a month, right? What stood out for me, she made reference to having patience.
Yes.
That is something that is one of the softer skills that lacks in a lot of employees for the most part. Additionally as well, there was a question about in terms of stepping out. I think it was if she had to do something for personal reasons and stuff. That is a pivotal question to ask, because you don't want a situation where you join the company and you hear, well, at 2 o'clock I gotta leave early to go for my child, right? So those are important questions to have on the onset, right? Yeah.
She also showed flexibility with regards to the location of the school, having to move because of the environmental issues, so she said she didn't have a problem with transportation.
Correct.
And a suggestion also, it's a profession that you are going into, so you could have said something like you're prepared to go to Erdeston to be as a qualified teacher, to become qualified for teaching, and things like that will make you a little bit more marketable. But you did a commendable job.
All right, guys, let us thank our guests by giving them a round of applause.
It's true.
It was your first touch, your first taste of it. But what we would advise you to do is to continue practicing at home, sometimes in the mirror, sometimes, if your mom, your dad, a cousin, a sister, brother, anybody that have some time and little experience, practice from now, so that by the time it comes, you will be prepared for it. All right, you guys did well. I know you are now on vacation, so I want you guys to enjoy your vacation as we begin to wrap up. We are now 8 minutes away from 3. I'm going to turn over to Drew, because there's something that you have to do for her very, very quickly. But for me, my parking short. I need you guys to remain safe. We know we can see the environment in which we live right now. We know the amount of killings and so on that are happening. There isn't every single thing that some person says to you that you have to respond to or that you have to react to. I want you as supreme beings to be the bigger persons and to walk away from situations. Just remove yourself. If something is happening, don't say, I was here first. Remove yourself from the situation. Remain as safe as possible so that come September or October, I can see each and every one of you again. All right? Enjoy your vacation. I turn over to Drew.